Number 2.
The grind begins here this evening. Good evening, everyone, from Bethpage Ballpark on Long Island. The Lancaster Barnstormers will take on the Long Island Ducks for 4 here. A plane flight down to Houston, Texas, and 4 more against the Sugar Land Skeeters, an 8-game road trip in 6 days. And, of course, the Barnstormers at this point hold a 6.5-game lead over both York and New Britain in the wild card race. Those two ball clubs right now are playing each other, so the Barnstormers can gain ground on one and not on the other, or lose ground to one and not to the other. The best possible result for the Barnstormers, mathematically speaking, in that series would be to have York take 2 out of the 3. I'm not so sure in practicality that is the best case scenario, but mathematically right now it is. For the Barnstormers tonight, Brooks Hall will be making the start. He's the guy who gets to throw twice on this road trip. Brooks is 9-3 with a 5.07 history, a 5.07 ERA, a pretty good history against this Long Island Ducks ball club. He beat them in back-to-back starts and, in fact, pitched against them 3 times in a row back in the month of June. Did very well. The longtime ace of the Ducks will be making the start for them tonight. John Brownell is on the hill. He is now their player coach, is their all-time leading winner, and he is the league's all-time leader in strikeouts. He's not terribly far away now from the all-time lead in wins. Probably could reach that if he decides to sign on for another year in 2019. Brownell 9-10 on the season with an earned run average of 4.56. The Barnstormers are still operating without Jimmy Paredes. No resolution to his situation with the visa, and the Ducks look a little bit different. They're not quite as strong offensively as they have been most of the season, with Emilio Bonifacio and Travis Snyder right now not in the picture for them. So we'll see which of those prevails. The Barnstormers and the Ducks have played each other all but dead even throughout this entire season. We have had some fabulous games between these two ball clubs. The Ducks are currently trailing in the season series 7-6. These are the last 4 meetings between the Barnstormers and Long Island here in 2018. At least in the regular season, there's that possibility that a championship series once again could be held between these two ball clubs 6 years after the dramatic 5-game set that had a very disappointing but amazing finish here at Bethpage Ballpark in early October of 2012. The Barnstormers very confident coming into this road trip. They're a little bit thin in the ranks with Paredes not here, and of course Schumann and Reynolds are gone, but a very confident crew. Earlier I caught up with Garrett Grant. It's not so much to talk about the ball club and where we are in this playoff race right now, but I was walking through the clubhouse and saw him do his stretching routine, which has boggled my mind before, that somebody could actually get into some of the contortions that he does to get his body loosened up to come in for a game. So we talked to Garrett about that earlier. I will be back with the Barnstormers submarining reliever in just a moment right here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Find stories that will inspire and surprise. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments in honor of the all-time greats of the game. See all that the Hall of Fame and Museum has to offer and plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Hi everyone, Adam Gochnauer here for Gochnauer Appliances in East Petersburg. We are as excited as you that it's baseball season, and we are thrilled to once again be partnering with your Lancaster Barnstormers. We are also excited this season to introduce some awesome new appliance colors on display now. Come and see the new colors of slate, black stainless, and black slate. These colors will give your kitchen a great look, and of course, all of them are at the best prices around now at Gochnauer's. I'll be back after the break to tell you about our special Barnstormers summer promotions.
Welcome back to this edition of the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report. Just to let you in on a little broadcaster secret, sometimes you get late in the season and you feel like you've asked everything. And then as I was walking around the clubhouse, I saw Garrett Granitz in his pregame stretching routine, something that in my teens I could have only dreamed of doing. Garrett, how long does it take you to get fully stretched out before a game?
Usually it'll take about 30 minutes, and it'll usually be after I run. I'll go through a couple different yoga moves and then do a lot of hip and back flexibility. That allows me to be able to still kind of throw like I throw a submarine like that. So,
I mean, kind of walk us through it, because you get your body into some contortions that I can only imagine.
Yeah, I start with rolling out, and then from there I'll go do ground stretches where I'm sitting down, basically working on my hamstrings and my glutes and my back. From there, then I'll go through some downward upward dog yoga moves, and then I'll do some standing stretches and hold them, the warrior poses, and then from there, sometimes I'll do some balance poses on one leg, where I'll do something called the dancer, which helps my pec and then my hip flexor, and then I'll do a standing hamstring stretch. Helps with balance too a lot. I've had a lot of improvements pitching when I've been working on my balance, so that's something that I try to incorporate as well.
I mean, you mentioned one of the poses being a dancer stretch. Well, it looks like something that a dancer would actually do to get ready to perform. Did you ever go down that road? I mean, do you have any background in that, or is that only a manual?
No, not at all. I started doing a stretch routine right after college. It was a 30-minute, just a DVD stretch routine. It was like basic yoga moves. And after that, I started doing more advanced yoga videos, and then I started going to classes. So I'll go down to classes in the off season in Fort Myers. I'll do hot yoga every Saturday morning, and then I'll try to get to another one throughout the week. But I think it really helps recover, and it helps with body control. I think so much of baseball, so much of pitching is how you control your body and be able to put yourself consistently in a awkward position, and that's essentially the same thing that yoga does. Yoga and stretching are making you hold this position that your body is not normal to, or is not normally getting into. And then I think it just helps you adapt. It helps you adapt to make small adjustments throughout the game. Your body is used to adapting. It's used to being in positions that are uncomfortable and different for it.
Do you do this every single day?
Not every single day. I'll do some sort of stretching every day, but usually it'll be about 4 times a week. Every day that I don't lift, usually I'll try to do some kind of yoga and stretching.
Benefits outside of baseball?
I think after I stretch it's kind of just like a workout, like a runner's high, like after you feel after you're lifting, you just feel good. You feel good. Other than that, I mean, it's helped me with doing outdoor stuff too, doing kayaking, doing hiking and climbing. So I think it's beneficial. It's just a beneficial discipline to have. And being that I'm 31 and I throw in such an odd fashion, it can put a lot of stress on my back. But I think some of the reason that I've been able to continue to do it and avoid any major injuries is because of the stretching that I put in, the flexibility that I have.
So you look at, as we start to wind this season down, you take an overall view of your season. I would think you've got to be pretty happy with it.
Absolutely. I'm very happy. There's been a couple of stretches throughout the season where I feel like I was really battling. I didn't have my best stuff, just like any long season goes. Some days you'll have your best pitches with you. Other days you got to figure out how to get it done. And I think I'm extremely pleased with the season. I'm extremely happy with where we're at right now as a team as well. Going into this road trip, I think we're in a great position to push towards the playoffs.
We saw it a little bit on Sunday, certainly. Bullpen roles right now are stretched out a little bit without Scott and Matt here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think our bullpen has done a good job all year battling, and I think everybody is ready to go down there right now. Everybody is excited about all these games we have coming up. There's going to be a lot of innings going around, and I think we just got a lot of guys who really like to compete down there, and and I don't think it's I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think we've got good back end guys down there and other guys that can fill in other roles right now. So
yeah, I have to agree. I think Sunday was an anomaly, just getting used to some roles again. But those are guys who can handle them.
Yeah, absolutely, and that happens throughout the season. And I think so far this season we've shown good resiliency. We've bounced back from some tough series and some tough games. So I'm not concerned at all about it. I think our performances are all going to be there. I think we're ready to roll. So.
The next 6 days will be mentally difficult as well as physically difficult on this ball club, but it looks like everybody's kind of relaxed and ready to take this on.
Yeah, I think we're all confident right now, and I think we're looking forward to this series here in Long Island, and then we're looking forward to the series in Texas. We know it's 8 games in 6 days can be a lot, but I think right now everyone's in a really good state mentally. Having it be late in the season like this, I think everybody is still excited to be here and excited to play, which is something that's great to see.
Garrett, thanks for taking time out tonight. Good luck. And if not tonight, you'll be in this series at some point. So enjoy pitching here at Bethpage.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Garrett Granite's joining me tonight on the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report. Starting lineups will be coming your way next, right here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Adam Gockenauer back with you again to tell you that we are back this season with Weber Gas Grills. We have the best selection and prices in the area on Weber, and if you mention this ad, you will receive 10% off all in-stock Weber accessories. Don't forget, we also fill your propane tanks here at the store. Don't waste money on exchanges when you can have us fill your tank and save you money. We are your appliance and gas grill headquarters. Come see us today on Main Street in East Petersburg or on the web at Gockenauers.com.
You're totally probably safe to ride on your spare for 6, maybe 9 months?
Don't trust the wrong advice. Get the right tires at the right price right away. It's what we've been doing at Jack Williams Tire right here in Pennsylvania since our family started this business back in 1929. Because doing things the right way is just the Williams way. Get the right tires right now at jackwilliams.com.
Here are the starting lineups for tonight's ball game, the opener of this 4-game series against the Long Island Ducks at Bethpage Ballpark in Central Islip. The Barnstormers will be started by Darian Sanford out in center field. Tyler Bortnick is batting second at second base. Blake Galen is the right fielder hitting third. The cleanup batter is the DH Trayvon Robinson. Ryan Castile is doing the catching. He is batting number 5. Josh Bell at third base hitting sixth. Casey Hobson is the first baseman. He is batting in the number 7 slot. Vladimir Frias at shortstop is batting 8th. And Rico Noel is in left field. He is batting in the number 9 slot. On the hill tonight for the Barnstormers, right-hander Brooks Hall. He comes in with a 9-3 record. His ERA is over 5 because of that really peculiar third inning against the York Revolution last Wednesday. Didn't give up one hard-hit ball, but 6 runs scored before they could get him and themselves out of trouble, eventually holding on to win 8-7. For Long Island this evening, Jordani Valdespin is leading off. He is at second base. The center fielder batting number 2 is Daniel Fields. Lou Ford is now the number 3 hitter. He is the designated hitter. Taylor Ard, the third baseman, is batting in the cleanup slot. David Washington, who's just one shy of Blake Galen for the league home run lead, is batting 5th. Washington is playing first base. Ramon Cabrera doing the catching and batting 6th. Miles Williams is in right field. He is batting 7th. The left fielder hitting 8th is Anthony Vega. Dan Lyons at shortstop is batting in the number 9 slot. John Brownell with the start tonight for Long Island. Brownell coming in at 9 wins and 10 losses and a 4.56 earned run average. The Lancaster Barnstormers take on the Long Island Ducks. We'll be here for 4 games, Sugar Land, Texas for 4, before the Barnstormers come back home and play 8 games in 5 days, all starting next Wednesday. We'll have play-by-play baseball coming your way next here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Lou Ford. If Lou scores in tonight's contest, Enjoy a weeknight with the Barnstormers and leave with your wallet largely intact. Come on out on Munchie Mondays for all-you-can-eat nachos, dogs, fries, popcorn, and soda for 2 hours. Or how about Koozie Tuesdays, where fans of legal age can enjoy $2 domestic drafts from 6:30 to 8. Bring your dog on Wiener Wednesdays and enjoy delicious dollar dogs as well. Or on Thrifty Thursday, popcorn is just $1, sodas are $2, and lawn seats are only $3. Call 717-509-HITS to order your tickets or go to LancasterBarnstormers.com, and we'll see you at the ballpark. Lancaster Bible College has been around since 1933, but did you know that they offer degrees in much more than just Bible? LBC offers degrees in criminal justice, business, professional counseling, and more, as well as graduate and seminary degrees in areas like Christian care, chaplaincy, education, and leadership studies. To learn more about LBC and the programs they offer, visit lbc.edu. That's lbc.edu.
Welcome back from Bethpage Ballpark. The Lancaster Barnstormers take on the Long Island Ducks. It is the opener of a 4-game series. It is extraordinarily hot for Long Island. The heat indices today bordered on 100 degrees, much warmer than you would expect for late August here, but by the same token, this will help get the Barnstormers acclimated for their Labor Day weekend series down in Sugar Land, Texas. Barnstormers with Brooks Hall on the mound tonight. Lancaster trying to actually accelerate to some degree. The Barnstormers have been playing around 500 baseball, and really they've been playing around 500 baseball since the middle of June. For about 2.5 months, the Barnstormers have been roughly around that level. After the 28-11 start, they've gone 32-33. Now, if they can continue to play 500 baseball, there's a very good chance they're going to the playoffs. But they would like to pick up some momentum going into the postseason. The Long Island Ducks, well, they're just about there. They have a 4.5-game lead over Somerset in the second half and the tiebreaker. Somerset right now, even though they took 2 out of 3 against the Barnstormers over the weekend, their ranks are a little bit thin. They've had to try and plug some holes. They've done it fairly well, but it may be tough to make up really 5.5 games. Right now, we're sending you down the field. Here are opening ceremonies.
You see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous light, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Very nicely done here at Bethpage Ballpark tonight. A young lady by the name of Daniela Beavis or Bivas with the national anthem this evening. It is almost perfectly sunny here on Long Island. The sunshine will not be a factor terribly long into tonight's ball game. We're well out to the east. The sun goes down a little bit early, and already the shadows have pretty much coated the infield. The only exception is just to the left of second base, around where Dan Lyons will be playing shortstop here in the top half of the first inning. The starting pitcher for the Ducks tonight is John Brownell. And if you don't know the name John Brownell, you have not been following Atlantic League baseball very long. He is in his 7th season with the Ducks. It all started back in September of 2012. They got him out of the Can-Am League. He came in here, and he has been golden for them ever since. Resident of Omaha, Nebraska, 6'3", 215 pounds. He is 35 years of age. And a man who, in an organization, only got to A-ball. He has made a living in the independent circuits and, of course, most specifically here on Long Island. He's a guy who soaks up a lot of innings. He has thrown 122 and a third for Long Island this year. He has allowed 133 hits, 62 earned runs. He has walked 40, and he has struck out 86 on the season, part of his record-setting total here in the Atlantic League. He recently passed Tim Kaine, who had held the career strikeout record in the Atlantic League for several seasons. Now, 753 strikeouts for Brownell. He didn't quite get there. The last time he pitched at Clipper Magazine Stadium, he came up a couple of strikeouts shy and had to set the record in his next start. Defensively behind Brownell, Taylor Ard is at third. The shortstop is Dan Lyons. Jordani Valdespin at second. David Washington is at first. The outfield with Anthony Vega in left. Daniel Fields is the center fielder. Miles Williams is out in right field this evening, and Ramon Cabrera is doing the catching. Darian Sanford will lead off for the Barnstormers. He's batting .280 with no home runs, 28 runs batted in. The third baseman, Ard, is playing up. The first baseman, Washington, will concede the bunt. He is laying back. Outfielders very shallow against Sanford, who does not hit for much power. Here's the first delivery, and it reaches the inside corner to Sanford. A called strike, 0-1. Tyler Bortnick, the second baseman, and Blake Galen, the right fielder, will follow Darian Sanford here in this first inning. The motion by Brownell. He comes back 0-1. Big curveball again. He has Sanford down, no balls and 2 strikes. And if Brownell is throwing that breaking ball for strikes all night long, look out. He is exceedingly tough here on Long Island when that pitch is working. The 0-2 is over but low, says Frankie Arilli. That's ball 1, 2 strikes now to Darian. Freddie DeJesus has first base tonight. Silvio Martinez, he's been following us around. He has third. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the offering to Sanford again. The big breaking ball, a swing and a miss. Brownell strikes out Sanford to start off the ball game. 1 away. Tyler Bortnick, the second baseman, will come to the plate. Bortnick is hitting .189. He has 5 home runs, and he has driven in 36 on the season, closing in on the Barnstormers franchise record of being hit by a pitch 15 times this year. He's 2 away from the record that's been established a couple of times. The last guy to be hit 17 was Jeremy Todd, so it gives you an idea how long it's been. First pitch strike in on Bortnick. Brownell getting everything across here in the early stages of the game. 0-1 to the Barnstormers second baseman. Brownell comes back, skips a pitch to the plate, and the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Blake Galen, the right fielder, is scheduled in the on-deck circle. Galen has owned this ballpark in our 6 previous games here. 1-1, and a Bortnick smash base hit left field. He timed it well. Tyler Bortnick is on. A 1-out base runner for the Barnstormers here in the opening inning, and Bortnick starting to build a little bit of a streak. He has hit safely in 3 straight ball games. Now here is Galen, .287 with 22 home runs, 74 runs batted in. He has a now very minimal lead in the home run department, just 1 over David Washington, the opposing first baseman here tonight. And his RBI lead is 2 over Melky Mesa, the outfielder DH of the York Revolution, among players that have remained in the league. Galen with 4 of his home runs here at Bethpage Ballpark in the 6 games we played here this season. He's got Bortnick at first with 1 out. Brownell will come to the plate, and it's a first pitch strike to Galen, 0-1. Trayvon Robinson, the designated hitter, waits on deck. Galen has failed to get a base hit over his last 3 contests. That's a long time for him to go. Next offering is inside. Cabrera was looking to throw behind the left-handed batter, using him as a shield down to first base, but he dropped the ball, and really there wasn't much of a chance to begin with. Overall, Galen just 6 out of his last 38. He's hit a little bit of a slump here. It's been 15 games since his last home run. The set by Brownell. Here's the pitch, and again, it's too close to Blake. 2 balls and a strike. Trayvon Robinson, the designated hitter, waiting on deck. Lost at the end of the game against Somerset on Sunday was the fact that Trayvon hit one of the longest home runs we've seen him hit in his 2+ seasons as a Barnstormer. To Galen, 2-1. That is high and outside. A big chance for the Barnstormers right fielder. 3 balls and a strike with 1 out, 1 on, top half of the first inning. 325 down both lines, 400 to center. This is one of 2 symmetric ballparks here in the Atlantic League, New Britain being the other. 3-1, the count to Galen. Brownell will come to the plate. The pitch is a called strike. The throw down to second is not in time to get Bortnick. Tyler Bortnick beats the Cabrera throw for his 17th stolen base of the year. And for the Barnstormers, a 1-out runner in scoring position. The count on Galen, 3 balls and 2 strikes. A close play at second, but Bortnick got there. The Barnstormers continue to add to their league-leading stolen base total. 3-2, Galen now trying to pick up a run. Here's the Brownell pitch. It's grounded slowly to the second baseman. Easy chance for Valdespin. He'll set and work to Washington. 4-3 for the out. Bortnick moving ahead to third. Trayvon Robinson, the batter. He is at .292 with 6 home runs and 39 runs batted in. The stolen base was the Barnstormers' 204th of the season. Somerset is next with 153 on the year. And the tandem of Sanford and Noel has still outstolen Long Island, York, Southern Maryland, New Britain, and the Road Warriors. Team totals. Bortnick up the line from third. Here's the pitch to Robinson. That's high and tight. Ball 1, no strikes. Catcher Ryan Castile in the on-deck circle. Robinson needing a base hit here with 2 outs. Lancaster with the runner over at third base. Here's the motion from Brownell. The pitch is too close. And Trayvon, who's been the Barnstormers' hottest hitter as of late, is up there 2 balls and no strikes. He sits safely in 11 out of his last 12 games, 405 in that span. A couple of home runs sprinkled in there. 2 balls and nothing. Trayvon gets ball 3 in the dirt. Good stop made by Cabrera. 3 balls and nothing to count. It almost looks like Brownell would prefer to face Castile in this first inning situation. Three balls and nothing. The count to Trayvon Robinson. Ross Peoples giving Tyler Bortnick some instructions, but there's really not much to say at this point. Here comes the 3-0. Robinson will look at a strike. He thought he had ball 4. Frankie Arilli doesn't give it to him. Pitch was right around the top of the zone. 3 balls and a strike. Wind tonight is blowing out to left field, and that's generally the direction when the weather's warm here. Here comes the 3-1. Robinson with a big swing and a miss. And it's now full from John Brownell to the Barnstormer designated hitter. And again, Robinson, one of the few that has flourished as a DH for the Barnstormers this year. He's hitting .385 in this capacity. Needs a base hit here. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Robinson. Bortnick over at third base, a single, a stolen base, and a ground out, getting him to that point. Payoff due to Robinson. Brownell ready to go. And the pitch. Breaking ball stays high. Ball 4. Robinson is on with the 2-out walk. And I don't think Brownell minds that walk all that much. Ryan Castile now stepping in. Castile batting .306. He has 10 home runs, 50 runs batted in. He's been very steady for the last month or so. 1-0 RBI number 50 coming in the first game at York last Wednesday. Here's the pitch to Castile. It is down. Brownell, who was throwing nothing but strikes early, has had a little more difficulty since Bortnick got the single off of him. Went to 3-2 on Galen, walked Robinson. He's behind Castile 1-0. Ryan with a line drive, base hit into center field. Jogging home is Bortnick, Robinson around second and holding. Castile giving the Barnstormers the early 1-0 lead. And now Josh Bell steps in with Robinson at second, Castile at first, and 2 men out. Well, if they were pitching carefully to Trayvon to set up the right-on-right matchup against Castile, that certainly backfired. The Barnstormers receiver with a clean single into center field. Bell steps in. Josh hitting .202. He has 5 home runs on the year. He has driven in 15. Robinson at second. Castile, the runner now at first base, and an early Barnstormers lead against John Brownell. Here's the set and a Bell. The big looping curveball missing inside early, certainly in the Sanford at bat and the beginning of Bortnick's at bat. Brownell did not miss with that pitch, and now he's having trouble getting it across. 1-0 to Bell. Casey Hobson is the on-deck hitter for the Barnstormers. Josh pops it up foul. It'll twirl back out of play. A ball and a strike. Bell with a couple of hits against the Somerset Patriots over the weekend, both doubles. And, of course, one of those, the game winner, on Saturday night over the head of Justin Trapp in left field. He pulled one down the right field line on Sunday afternoon. 1 strike to him here. And to Bell, he's able to get the back foot out of the way. Ball 2 and a strike. Lancaster trying to cash in even more here in the top of the first inning. Already the 2-out RBI single, and those are just psychologically huge for a ball club. Brownell brings it home. A check swing by Bell and a roller foul outside third. Actually, if he had brought the bat around just a hair more, that could have been very effective. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Bell. 2 on, 2 out in the opening inning. The Barnstormers have scored first. Josh has a lot of room toward left center field, and he can hit the ball that way as a left-handed batter. Brownell going back to work. The set, here comes the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball shatters Bell's bat, and it's fouled into the seats behind the Lancaster dugout. Bell has to go back and get a new piece of lumber because he is left with maybe a quarter at best of what he originally had in his hands before bat made contact with ball there. The rest of the bat ended up on the right side of the diamond and being carted away by one of the bat boys here, as is another splinter of the bat that ended up in the possession of the catcher, Ramon Cabrera. 2-2 again to Bell. He's got a new work club. Right-hander Brownell sets the pitch, just fouled. In and out of Cabrera's glove, and Bell gets to stick in there for one more. A lengthy first inning for John Brownell. And the more you can make him work early, the better off you are. He's a guy that can settle in and become very strong in the middle innings. 2-2. Bell awaits. Brownell to the plate, and it's popped up foul. This is coming back out of play. Frankie Urilli and Ramon Cabrera couldn't get out of each other's way, but it didn't matter. Ball ends up coming back down off the rooftop of the stadium into the seats behind home plate. Continuing count of 2 balls and 2 strikes on Bell. He's been up there for a while. Here is the pitch, high and outside. The runners get to go on the next. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Bell. Robinson and Castile will be taking off. It seems like forever since Brownell got the second out of this inning against Blake Galen on a grounder to second base. It's just the third batter. 3-2. The runners go. The payoff pitch is scorched foul. behind David Ruckert in the coach's box at first. Ross Peoples, of course, over at third base. And an incredibly long plate appearance for Josh Bell continues. Brownell's almost had him a couple of times. Ball's just nicked foul. And now Valdespin has to chase after a ball that gets loose from the crowd. Tracks it down in shallow right field. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Bell. Hobson waiting on deck. Robinson and Castile will be on the run once again. Brownell in excess of 30 pitches here in the opening inning. Here comes the payoff once again, and Bell elevates this to straightaway center. Easy play for Daniel Fields. He'll camp underneath and make the catch for the final out. The Barnstormers only pick up a run, but they certainly made Brownell work. 1 run on 2 hits with no errors. Lancaster strands 2, and at the end of 1/2 inning here tonight, it is the Lancaster Barnstormers 1 and the Long Island Ducks coming up.
You can measure the power of the Lexus LS500's twin-turbocharged engine, the responsiveness of its adaptive variable suspension, and the clarity of its available 23-speaker audio system. But the only way to truly understand it is to experience it. Discover the feeling only a Lexus can bring at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event, with exceptional offers on our most luxurious models, now until September 4th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg. Click the banner to discover more.
So, John, what should the Eagles' focus be this season?
Eagles Fast Play for sure.
As opposed to what?
I'm talking Eagles Fast Play tickets from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Playing's faster than our wide receiver running a slant.
Faster than our defense blitzing the QB?
Oh, yeah. The game's got progressive top prizes, plus second chance drawings for Eagles game tickets, meet and greets, autographed merchandise, and more.
Wow. I'm going to get mine fast.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Brooks Hall at the start tonight for the Barnstormers. He has a winning record at 9-3 and really doesn't give up an extraordinary number of base runners or extra base hits for that matter. 107 hits, 27 walks in 97 2/3 innings. The only thing that has plagued Hall this year is the big inning, and sometimes big innings that will give you a splitting headache because like last week in York, he gave up 5 ground ball singles. 1 didn't leave the infield and 2 walks. And the next thing you knew, 6 runs were on the board. His first pitch to Jordani Valdespin, a strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Valdespin is still in the mix for the batting race, but he's tailed off some. He's at 336 now, hitting for some more power, 11 home runs. He has driven in 49. There's a liner down the right field line. That is going for extra bases out to the wall. Galen will collect it, bobble it for a moment. Valdespin with a chance to race to third, and the throw there will be late. So that should go down in the books as a double and then an error on Galen. Runner at third base with nobody out. The Ducks coming back right away. Valdespin taking the no ball, 1 strike pitch and ripping it into the right field corner. I do not see an error posted. And Galen did bobble it, picking it up off the wall. They're going to give Valdespin a triple all the way. Here is, well, I take that back. They do call it double and E9. I was just a second ahead of the scoreboard. Way inside for a ball. It is 1-0. Fields hitting .255 with 7 home runs, 33 knocked in. Talking about Valdespin, he is the leader among players in the league still, 1 point ahead of Somerset's Craig Massey. And there's a line drive caught by Hobson and a great piece of base running by Valdespin, not to get doubled off third. Wonderful catch, diving toward the hole. Hobson on his glove side, making that catch, and a ball that appeared to be past him. Valdespin, the veteran, knew enough not to come bolting home until that ball got through, which it did not. A big first out for Hall. Lou Ford, the designated hitter, coming to the plate. He's batting .298. He has 10 home runs. He has driven in 68 on the year. Valdespin is the runner at third base with now 1 out. The corners play in, the middle of the diamond playing back against Ford. Hall to the plate, and he misses inside. It is 1-0 on Ford. Taylor Ard, the third baseman, waiting on deck. Both batted balls against Hall hit very hard here in the opening inning. Left-handed batters pulling the ball toward the right side. Now to Ford. Breaking ball swings over but low, and it's 2-0. Hall, like so many of starting pitchers, I talk about this often, is at his best when he gets off to a shaky start. Strike at the knees on the fastball to Ford. It is 2-1. It'll take you a couple of starts back for Brooks against the Road Warriors, who gave up a 2-run homer to Jose Julio Ruiz in the first inning and absolutely nothing else. Fouled at the plate. Ford bats 2 balls and 2 strikes. He went 6 shutout innings after that. The Barnstormers would recover and win 6-2. And then the last time out, Hall was incredible for 2 innings against that mighty York lineup and then ran aground in that mind-boggling 3rd inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ford. Hall comes back, and that's taken down the right side for a base hit. A run will score. Galen will gobble it up and hold Ford to an RBI single. It is 1-1. They are geared into Brooks Hall to go to right field against him. And that's 3 solid line drives. Ard to the plate, .294 with 14 home runs and 55 runs batted in. Each side with a run on 2 hits. Here in the opening inning, the Barnstormers guilty of an error that may have played a role in that run scoring. My guess is that Valdespin would have scored from second on that base hit. Infield set, looking to turn 2. Here's the pitch to Ard, and he fouls it off again to the right side. 0-1. Brownell and Hall trying to get settled in here tonight. The Barnstormers faced Brownell for seemingly an eternity in the top half of the first inning, getting 1 run. To Ard, here's the 0-1 pitch. That is fouled straight back. Whistling past Castile. No balls and 2 strikes. Lancaster with Josh Bell at third. Vladimir Frias at short. Tyler Bortnick at second. Casey Hobson at first. Rico Noel, Darian Sanford, Blake Gale in the outfield from left to right. Ryan Castile doing the catching with the 6'6" South Carolinian Brooks Hall on the mound. 0-2. Here's the offering in on the hands. That's fouled back. Frias and Bortnick looking for a chance here. Hall glancing over to Ford, who has 1 stolen base on the season. Here's the 0-2, swung on and missed. Pitch was down and away. Hall got Ard to chase after it. Brooks with his first strikeout of the night. Now the left-handed batting first baseman David Washington stepping in. Just 1 home run shy of Blake Galen. Kevin Baez and the Ducks have stuck with Washington this year through some trying times. He's a guy who's been prone to fairly bad slumps, striking out a lot, but now catching up in the home run department. He's good with the glove. 2 outs, and a first pitch fastball is in for a called strike, 0-1. Each side with a run here in the opening inning. The 6 games played between the Barnstormers and the Ducks at Bethpage Ballpark this year have been decided by a total of 7 runs anyway, so this should come as no surprise that one team scores and the other matches it. A ball is low. It is 1-1. I don't believe there's been at any time a lead bigger than 3 runs in the games here. A couple of blowouts in Lancaster, but also some nip and tuck contests there as well out of the 7 played. Swing and a miss. Ball has Washington at 1-2. The LED lights are on. The shadows have covered everything now but just to the right of straightaway center field and climbing up the right field fence signs. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Washington. That is swung on and missed. Hall rears back and gets back-to-back strikeouts against the 4 and 5 hitters, but the big league veterans, Valdespin and Ford, combined to pick up 1 run on 2 hits. There was an error. 1 man left on base at the end of an inning. Here at Bethpage Ballpark, the Lancaster Barnstormers and the Long Island Ducks are tied at 1.
Localflavor.com, local flavor, localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Casey Hobson steps in to start off the second inning against John Brownell. The motion, the first pitch is that big curveball. He deals it for a strike, 0-1. Hobson at 197 with 8 home runs, 30 driven in. The shift once again employed against KC. The 0-1 breaking ball is low, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Tons of daylight down the third base line and also in the alley in left center field for Hobson. 1-1 pitch. KC gets ball 2 high and outside. Brownell threw 31 pitches in that first inning. It's been a long night for him already, trying to weave his way through the Barnstormers batting order. The next delivery, Hobson loops a foul down the left field line. It is 2-2. If he can mishit a ball and spin a little blooper toward the left field line, it's an easy double. 2-2 to him from John Brownell. Vladimir Frias and Rico Noel are scheduled to follow. Here's the windup, the 2-2 pitch. Crowds Casey inside, and boy, it's another full count. Galen, Robinson, and Bell had them in the first inning, and now Hobson starting off the second. Payoff pitch due from Brownell. Here's the 3-2. Hobson fouls it back. And again, a lengthy at bat against Brownell tonight. Bortnick with a single, a stolen base. Robinson a walk, Castile an RBI base hit in the first inning. Hobson will take a walk. Ball 4 is high. Barnstormers get their second walk against Brownell, who on average walks just under 3 per 9 innings. Vladimir Frias now to the plate. Vladimir's batting .293 with 6 home runs and he has driven in 32 for the year. Sits safely in his last 2 games. He hasn't had a multiple hit game, though, since the 9th of the month. Runner at first base is Hobson. Frias standing in. The Ducks guard the bunt. No sign of it from Vladimir. He takes a strike on the outside corner. It is 0-1. Frias went 3 for 5 with a home run against the Road Warriors back on August 9. Since then, he is 6 out of 42. Here comes the 0-1 offering, and he gets underneath that one. A fly ball toward right center field. Miles Williams setting up shop. He'll make the catch. 1 out. Hobson unable to budge from first base. That'll bring on Rico Noel. Noel also has tailed off. He is down to 296 with a home run and 23 runs batted in. The Barnstormers, without that galvanizing factor in the middle of the order, have found it difficult to score runs. And by that galvanizing factor, I'm talking about Joey Terdoslavich at the start of the year and Jimmy Paredes more recently. And I'll give you the numbers when I get the opportunity here. The pitch to Noel, a swing and a miss. It is no balls and a strike. With one of those guys, not necessarily in the lineup, but on the roster, of course, most of the time they were in the lineup, the Barnstormers have averaged 5.14 runs per game. And they have a record of 42-23. Breaking ball, swung at and missed by Noel. It is 0-2 without one of those two. The Barnstormers have averaged only 3.6 runs a game, and they're 18-21. Now, there could be some other factors that are mixed into that, but I think that's a pretty noticeable difference. To Noel, fastball up and away. Ball 1, 2 strikes. Darian Sanford, the center fielder, due next for the Barnstormers here in the top half of the second inning, a 1-1 ball game. Next pitch to Noel is punched and into center field. Boy, a marvelous piece of bat handling from Noel. He was fooled by the pitch, leaned out over the plate, and just got enough off the end of the bat to float it past Valdespin and into center. First and second with 1 out. Darian Sanford stepping in. Sanford, a strikeout victim, leading off the ball game. Since then, 5 of the 8 batters have reached base for the Barnstormers on 3 singles and a pair of walks. Sanford stepping in with Hobson at second. Noel, the runner, at first base. Ard plays the bunt. Washington does not. Here's the delivery from Brownell. High, ball 1 and no strikes. Brownell has already had to deliver 45 pitches in the ball game, averaging nearly 5 per batter the first time through the batting order. 1 ball and nothing. The count to Sanford. The set at the belt. The next offering. Darian pops it up foul, coming back out of play. Ball 1 and a strike. The Barnstormers have done a decent job so far handling Brownell. Hitting the ball where it's pitched. A couple of guys going up the middle. Bortnick with the smash into left field. Sanford had a ball and a strike. Has 2 runners on ahead of him. Here's the Brownell pitch, and that is punched foul down the left field side, fading out of play. Brownell has him at 1-2, and watch for him to, at some point here, team up with Cabrera and come back with the breaking ball. Sanford did not look good against it the first time up. Outfielders, again, are very shallow here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brownell to the plate, and it's in the dirt, knocked down by Cabrera. Sanford laying off. It didn't really look like the 12-6 curveball either, but the pitch bounced well out ahead of home plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Sanford. Had a couple of big hits in the comeback on Saturday. 2 balls, 2 strikes to him here. Ground ball left side into the hole. Lyons is going to have to go to third. They'll get the force out on KC. 6-5 on the force. Sanford has a base hit taken away because there was the lead runner at second. Lions never would have had a play there on either Darian or Rico. Now with 2 outs, Tyler Bortnick steps in. Bortnick singled and scored the Barnstormers' run back in the first inning. Certainly the double steal is a possibility right now, with the top 2 base stealers in the Atlantic League occupying bags. Noel at second, Sanford the runner at first base. He's safe on the fielder's choice. Bortnick stands in, Brownell to the plate. The runners hold. The pitch is a called strike. It is 0-1. Lancaster, a team that also has had some difficulty scoring runs on the road. To Bortnick, soft one hopper right at Lions. They'll get the force out on Sanford at second. The play goes 6-4. Lancaster has an opportunity in the second inning, but a couple of ground balls to short cancel it out. No runs, 1 hit with no errors. Lancaster leaves 2. It's 4 for the game. And at the end of 1.5, we're in a 1-1 tie.
Enjoy weekends with the Barnstormers all season long. Every Friday evening home game will feature a different giveaway ranging from t-shirts to beach towels to backpacks. On Saturdays, enjoy the best entertainment doubleheader there is with Barnstormers baseball followed by fireworks. Sundays are fun days at the ballpark. Get autographs from some of your favorite Barnstormers players and play catch on the field before the game. Once the game is over, it's a Domino's Pizza Kids base run. Call 717-509-HITS to order your tickets or go to LancasterBarnstormers.com. And we'll see you at the ballpark.
You can measure the sound of the Lexus LC500's naturally aspirated V8 engine and the quickness of its 10-speed transmission. But the only way to truly understand it is to experience it. Discover the feeling of the Lexus high-performance line at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event with exceptional offers on our most exhilarating models, now until September 4th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg. Click the banner to discover more.
Switch hitting catcher Ramon Cabrera will lead off the bottom of the second against Brooks Hall once Brooks found his bearings in the first inning. He started picking up some strikeouts. He looked pretty nasty, and he hopes to carry that certainly into the second. Cabrera at 274 with 2 home runs, 27 knocked in. First pitch swinging, he fouls it off. The first 3 batters for the Ducks hit the ball extremely hard toward right field. One was caught on a really nice play by Hobson. The other 2 in for base hits to produce the run along with the error, but I was right. That run does go down as earned. It's hard to believe that Valdespin would not have scored from second base on that base hit by Ford, which was well away from Galen. And Valdespin runs very well. A ball is outside to Cabrera. The count levels here at 1-1. Next offering from Brooks, foul to the top of the screen. We go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cabrera's reached safely in 16 consecutive games, hitting .339. He has 11 extra base hits in that span with 13 runs batted in. He's on a tear. Hall with the 1-2 pitch, forces his feet back out of the way. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes on Cabrera. Nice hot streak for the number 1 catcher. They've also brought in Dioner Navarro, but he is not with the ball club at the moment. Another guy with Major League time. 2-2. That's swung on and missed. Hall chalks up his 3rd in a row. 1 away here in the second inning. Miles Williams now coming to the plate. Williams hitting .267. with a pair of home runs and 5 runs batted in. You remember Miles was a Barnstormer very briefly toward the end of the 2016 season. Hall starts him off with a breaking pitch, missing inside. It is ball 1 and no strikes. He got a couple of games in and was very successful. Then he got hurt. Ground ball, one hopper right to the first baseman, Hobson, who just ambles to the bag. He has that much time. Williams retired, 2 men out. Anthony Vega, the left fielder, will come to the plate. It may have even been here where he got injured toward the end of that 16 season, but he really was terrific in the couple of games he played. Now, Anthony Vega steps in, the left fielder for the Ducks, one of the league's best defensive outfielders. He struggled to hit this year, though. 185, 3 home runs, 8 runs batted in. Hall to the plate, missing inside. It is ball 1, no strikes. But just as the Barnstormers' ranks are thinned, missing Paredes, the same true with Bonifacio and Snyder out of the Ducks batting order. Vega knocks a foul at a play to the left that's 1-1. But Long Island has won the lion's share of its games here in the second half. They're definitely in the driver's seat in the Liberty division with a 29-15 record, up by 4.5 over Somerset with the tiebreaker in hand. Line drive snatched by Bortnick out of the air. Vega's retired. A 1-2-3 inning for Brooks Hall in the bottom half of the second. And at the end of 2, we remain tied. It is Lancaster 1 and Long Island 1.
The area's most unique beer fest is coming to Clipper Magazine Stadium on Sunday, September 9th during the Barnstormers game against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. That afternoon, samples from over 20 local breweries will be made available throughout the right field hospitality areas. Souvenir pint and sample glasses and a broken bat hat will go to everyone buying a ticket. VIP tickets are available for early entry and limited releases. For more information, go to www.lancasterbarnstormers.com.
So, John, what should the Steelers' focus be this season?
Steelers fast play for sure.
As opposed to what?
I'm talking Steelers fast play tickets from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Playing's faster than our wide receiver running a slant.
Faster than our defense blitzing the QB?
Oh, yeah. The game's got progressive top prizes, plus second chance drawings for Steelers game tickets, meet and greets, autographed merchandise, and more.
Wow. I'm going to get mine fast.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Here's Blake Galen starting the Barnstormers half of the third inning. Galen tapped out to the second baseman Valdespine in the first inning. It did move Tyler Bortnick over to third. The motion by Brownell, the pitch to Blake, breaking ball across. It is 0-1. Robinson and Castile scheduled to follow in the Lancaster half of the third inning. We are deadlocked at 1. Brownell comes back. Here's the 0-1 pitch, wide of the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. An extraordinary number of pitches so far for Brownell through the first couple of innings. To Galen, here's the 1-1. That fades low. And a 2 ball and 1 strike count. 54 pitches. Thrown by the right-hander. Lancaster's had 3 singles and 2 walks against him. There's the curveball again. It's into the zone, 2-2. The Barnstormers would love to be able to get that pitch gauged tonight, but so far they haven't been able to do just that. 2-2. Galen gets a fastball up, and again, he's got a full count. Second time in a row, and if I'm not mistaken, overall the 5th full count for a Barnstormers hitter. Here's the payoff pitch. Galen yanks it deep but foul down the right field side. Didn't have home run distance. Had double distance. 3-2, the continuing count on the Barnstormers right fielder. Brownell ready to go once again. The pitch inside and low. And John Brownell has walked his third of the game. Leadoff man is on for the Barnstormers. Trayvon Robinson stepping in. He has one of the other walks. Barnstormers can still draw their fair share of walks, steal their fair share of bases. They get on the road. Extra base hits tend to lack. Galen leads off first base. Big hole open on the right side for Robinson. Brownell out of the stretch, brings it home, and Trayvon looks at a strike. That grazed the outside corner. It's 0-1. Castile on deck after that, barring a double play or an accident on the bases. It would be Bell. Here's the 0-1. Robinson with a line drive, base hit past the diving Ard into left field. The Barnstormers with 2 runners on and nobody out in the third inning. Robinson now has hit safely in 12 out of 13. He has reached in all 13. It brings on Castile, who singled in the run back in the first inning. And now another opportunity for the Lancaster Barnstormers. They've had a runner into scoring position before the second out in all 3 innings. This is the first time that runner has been there with nobody out. Galen the lead man, Robinson the trailer. Castile stands in, and Washington creeps in against the bunt. Brownell will work from the stretch. The pitch to Castile gets to the inside corner. A strike taken. It's 0-1. Bell on deck, and then Hobson. The Barnstormers looking to strike and retake the lead here in the top half of the third inning. 0-1. Castile takes a breaking ball, grounds a base hit into left field. Galen will be held at third as Vega comes up firing. They're loaded for Bell. Castile 2 for 2 here tonight. Josh Bell, fly to medium deep, center field, back in the first inning. Probably good enough to score a run in this situation. And Lancaster's had 8 base runners already in this game against Brownell. They're in a position to strike here in the third inning. Galen at third, Robinson at second, Castile a runner at first base. Bell digs in. The Brownell pitch is low for ball 1. A huge opportunity for the Lancaster Barnstormers to distance Brooks Hall from the Long Island Ducks here. 1-0. And a JB, it's upstairs, 2-0. Brownell having a very difficult time getting outs in the game. The Barnstormers, on the flip side to this point, have had a difficult time getting the runners home. Two 2-0 to Bell. Brownell comes back. Ball 3 is up and away. And I have to think even Josh Bell, with the clout that he has, is taking this pitch. 3-0. Brownell ready to go. Here's the offering. And that is ball 4 high, forcing in a run. Galen will trot home. The Barnstormers are up 2-1. And now it is Hobson standing in. KC with a walk his first time up. Galen, Robinson, Hobson, and Bell have the walks. It's almost as if this is a game at Clipper Magazine Stadium, pitching carefully to the left-handed batters. Hobson digs in with Robinson at third, Castile at second, and Bell on at first. Josh Bell with his 16th run batted in. Here's the set, and the breaking ball, swing and a miss by Hobson. No balls and a strike. He was definitely looking for the big blow there. 67 pitches for Brownell. The 0-1 is high and outside to Hobson. Ball 1, strike 1. Vladimir Frias waiting on deck. This would be an opportune time for an extra base hit. Brownell to Hobson, 1-1 into the zone at the knees. perhaps Brownell's best pitch of the inning, and it's 1-2. Three on, none out. And to Hobson, popped up, foul territory. Cabrera racing over near his own dugout, doesn't have room. It's into the seats, about 3 rows in. Casey Hobson continues to bat at a ball and 2 strikes. John Brownell, a Midwesterner, may have a difficult time getting through 5 innings at the rate he's going. Hobson bats 1-2. The pitch bends low. Casey stays away from it. Now it's 2-2. 2 singles and 2 walks of the inning. Nine base runners against Brownell so far. Barnstormers hit some big bases loaded hits on Saturday. The numbers for the season improved greatly there. To Hobson, 2-2 offering. Swinging a fly ball out to right field toward the corner. Miles Williams is over into foul territory. He'll make the catch. The runners from second and third both tag in advance. A sac fly for Casey Hobson. A foul ball down the right field line. Robinson's home. Castile moves to third. Bell hangs on at first base, and Vladimir Frias will try to extend the lead at least 1 to more. It's currently a 3-1 ball game here in the top of the 3rd inning. Frias stands in. Vlad flied out to Williams in right, back in the 2nd inning. Brownell finally picking up an out in the top of the 3rd. Here's the set by the right-hander. The pitch to Vlad reaches the outside corner. It's a called strike, 0-1. Rico Noel waits on deck. The Barnstormers have done this so far without an extra base hit. Frias bats 0-1. Here's the delivery. Breaking ball. Chip to shallow center field. Sprinting back on that is Lyons, and the shortstop will make the catch. Tagging off of third is Castile. He'll charge home. And a 4-1 Barnstormers lead. Dan Lyons went a ways back into shallow center field, and his back was to the plate when he made that catch. He was staggering a little bit. Castile gets turned loose, and you have that unusual sacrifice fly to the shortstop. Frias gets his 33rd run batted in. Josh Bell still hangs out there at first base with 2 outs in the inning. Rico Noel at the plate. He is 1 for 1 on a single into center field. Ground ball that hits the third base bag down the line, kicks into the corner. Bell is going to sprint the third. Noel heads to second base. He's got a double, and the Barnstormers are still in business here in the 3rd inning. A ground ball right off the third base bag. The Barnstormers have their first extra base hit in all of this against Brownell, but they still need Darian Sanford to deliver to be able to extend the lead here in the 3rd inning. Bell to third, Noel to second. 2 outs in the inning, and those were productive outs on the sacrifice flies. 4-1 Barnstormers, a chance for more. Sanford is 0 for 2 tonight. Here's the motion, the Brownell pitch. Darian shows bunt, takes a strike. The breaking ball escapes Cabrera for a second, but not far enough for Bell to score. 1 strike to Sanford. Bortnick waits on deck. Base hit to the outfield, gets 2 more home, I would think. And to Sanford instead, a fly ball to the outfield. Can be a tricky time of night, but Fields has this gauged. He makes the catch. The Barnstormers strike big in the 3rd inning, but could have had a little bit more. They bring 3 home on 3 hits, 2 walks, and 2 sac flies, no errors. 2 men left in scoring position. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Lancaster owns a 4-1 lead.
You can measure the exceptional torque of the Lexus LX and the capability of its full-time four-wheel drive. But the only way to truly understand it is to experience it. Discover the feeling of the Lexus line of SUVs at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event with exceptional offers on our most capable models, now until September 4th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg. Click the banner to discover more.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Find stories that will inspire and surprise. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. See all that the Hall of Fame and Museum has to offer and plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Brooks Hall carries a 3-run lead into the bottom half of the third inning. Dan Lyons leading off for Long Island, batting .221 with 6 home runs in his 8th season here on the island. The ball is high from Hall. 1-0. Jordani Valdespin and Daniel Fields will be following. Next delivery, snaps back to the corner. It is 1-1. Sun just about down. Beautiful sunset tonight here on Long Island. Pretty area out here. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Brushed it foul in actuality. Ball 1, 2 strikes. Hall has gotten 5 in a row since the first 3 batters of the night hit him hard. Last guy in the second inning did as well. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Lyons. Hall comes back, and he is low. Ball 2 and 2 strikes. Lancaster has been able to reach John Brownell for quite a bit tonight. Darian Sanford has batted 3 times in 3 innings to give you an idea, but Lancaster hasn't been able to quite deliver the knockout punch. They've been scoring the runs one at a time. Castile with an RBI single, Bell a bases loaded walk, Hobson and Frias with sacrifice flies. 2-2 to Dan Lyons. Hall to the plate, chopper toward third, backing up on it. Bell, he gets a true hop. Long throw across, and there's the glove of Hobson. 5-3 on the conversion. 1 out here in the third inning. Casey Hobson's so good at stretching out and playing that either short or in between hop. He snapped up another one. Now back around to the top of the order, and Jordani Valdespin, who doubled and scored the run back in the first inning. Valdespin has been murder on the Barnstormers all year long. He has 23 hits, 51 at-bats, 451 is average in the season series. He'll take a strike from Hall here. 0-1. 1 out, bases clear, bottom of the third inning. Hall trying to put a 0 on the board after the Barnstormers just picked up 3 runs in the top of the frame. Brooks shakes off Castile once. They get together. 0-1. Valdespin shows bunt, then takes a pitch inside and low. It is a ball and a strike. Game 1 of 4. The doubleheader tomorrow starts at 6. So it will be a late night for the Barnstormers and Ducks. And then 6:35 for the single game on getaway night here on Thursday. The early morning plane flight out of LaGuardia Airport in store for the Barnstormers Friday morning. Chopper over the mound, charging the play. Noel, quick throw, and this time Hobson can't dig it up, and Valdespin, who's been living on those hits, gets another one. Or not Noel, Bortnick rather, charging that play. threw low, and it squirted just loose from Hobson. They have not posted hit or error on the board as of yet. Just Valdespin has gotten so many of those against the Barnstormers this year, beating down on it, chopping the ball over the mound or up one of the lines. With one out and the runner at first, here is Daniel Fields. He lined out to Hobson back in the first inning. Valdespin is 2 for 2. High fly ball hit the right field. Back on this goes Galen looking up, and the ball is off the wall and just a long single for Fields. Blake Galen turned on it and played that ball off the boards in right field. Valdespin may not have been sure whether he was going to catch it or not. The runners get stacked up. Lou Ford will come to the plate with runners at first and second and one out. 4 hits off Hall. They have all come from the top 3 in the batting order. Long Island once again trying to answer a Barnstormers run-scoring inning. And this season series at Long Island has gone this way since the 2 series back in June. Castillo out to have a word with Hall. And over from third base comes Josh Bell momentarily under the auspices of a grab of the rosin bag. First and second with one man out. Lou Ford digging in. Singled in his 69th run of the season the first time up. Hall with a strike here on a fastball. It is 0-1. Lou is 16 for 51 against the Barnstormers this year. 314. He has driven in 9. That's mild compared to previous years. The pitch to him, ground ball toward the middle. There is Vlad. He spikes it. Gets the out at second. Bortnick back to first in a double play. Shades of the twin killing turned against York to hang on to the Community Cup last Thursday night. Almost an identical play here against Lou Ford. Started by Vladimir Frias. Put a star by that one in the scorebook. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. We'll go to the 4th inning, and the Barnstormers continue to lead 4-1.
Like craft beers, local wines? Well, the best place to be in Lancaster then is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, all new for 2018 is the Broken Bat deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat will feature more than 20 local craft breweries and product from 2 local wineries. If something with a little more kick is your adult beverage of choice, a local distillery is part of the Broken Bat as well. Food will be sold off a pub-style menu, so get together, hang out with your friends, make some new ones, and enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
You're totally probably safe to ride on your spare for what, 6, maybe 9 months?
Don't trust the wrong advice. Get the right tires at the right price right away. It's what we've been doing at Jack Williams Tire right here in Pennsylvania since our family started this business back in 1929. Because doing things the right way is just the Williams way. Get the right tires right now at jackwilliams.com.
Huge double play closes out the bottom of the 3rd. The Barnstormers with 4 runs, 6 hits, and errors, 6 left. And Long Island, 1 run, 4 hits, no errors, 2 left through the first 3 innings of play tonight. Tyler Bortnick steps in to get things underway in the Lancaster 4th. He is 1 for 2 in the ball game. He has a run scored. Brownell starts him off with a big looper, and it stays high. Ball 1, no strikes. And that was John Brownell's 78th pitch of the ball game. We haven't even seen Kevin Baez with a visit to the mound so far. Hard hit ground ball underneath the glove of the third baseman Ard. He pulled up on that, and the ball snuck below him. Bortnick around first, holding on there. We'll get a ruling on that play. Meanwhile, Blake Galen will come to the plate. Galen is grounded to second, and he has walked. He has scored a run. When Galen is not swinging the bat well, there is always the base on balls. And he has drawn more bases on balls than anybody else in this league, 64 on the season. Ard is charged with an error. Galen steps in. Brownell to the set, to Blake. First pitch strike. It is 0-1. Lancaster looking to reload against Brownell. Trayvon Robinson on deck, and then Ryan Castile. Toss to first base. Bortnick, who stole his 17th earlier in the game, is back in. Notice that Robinson is in a borrowed number tonight. Next delivery, Galen fouls it right straight down. It is 0-2. Baseball walked out to the mound by Frankie Arilli, the home plate umpire, as Cabrera caught a chunk of that last foul tip. And by that, I mean not with his glove. Oh, 0-2. Bortnick with the lead off first, being held by Washington. Brownell to the plate. Galen, line drive, past Lyons, base hit in the left center field. Galloping toward third is Bortnick. That throw will go all the way in. Galen's trying to get the second, the slide, and he's out at second base. Ard relaying back to Valdespin, who got the tag down. Galen with the single into left center field, chasing Bortnick to third. But then the out will go, I believe, 7-5-4 on the play at second, leaving Bortnick at third with one out, and Trayvon Robinson stepping in. The infielders will come in for Long Island. Robinson has walked and singled to left field. Lancaster continues to pile on base runners. That is their 12th of the ball game. Now to Robinson. Look out, Trayvon sent reeling by a fastball in too close. Castile on deck. Two chances to make it a 5-1 ball game. Galen was barely out at second. 1-0. Robinson, big swing and little foul. In and out of Cabrera's glove. It is a ball and a strike. There seems to be almost a little bit of a haze showing up in the lights here. Very humid today on Long Island. But not what we're going to see in Houston 3 days down the road. 1 ball, 1 strike. Robinson busts his bat, hits a little pop fly out towards center field. Coming on to make the catches, Fields. Here is the throw home. That will be off the mark, and scooting across is Bortnick on the Barnstormers' third sacrifice fly of the game. It's 5-1, and Castile will be up there with nobody on base. 2 for 2 with a run scored and a run batted in for Castile on the night. Overall, this Barnstormers team has probably been better at the sacrifice fly than just about any other. They do tend to come in clusters for this ball club, I'll say that. Here's a pitch to Castile, outside and low, ball 1. A couple of times now, the Barnstormers have had this many sac flies in a game. Popped up to short right. It'll be the second baseman, Valdespin, with the call and the catch. Castile is finally retired. The Barnstormers do add another run. This one will be unearned against John Brownell. 1 run on 1 hit with 1 error. Nobody is left on. We've got 3.5 in the books tonight. Lancaster leads 5-1.
the Forest Lake Elementary School. Thank you for joining us here tonight.
You can measure the power of the Lexus LS500's twin-turbocharged engine, the responsiveness of its adaptive variable suspension, and the clarity of its available 23-speaker audio system. But the only way to truly understand it is to experience it. Discover the feeling only a Lexus can bring at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event, with exceptional offers on our most luxurious models, now until September 4th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg. Click the banner to discover more.
So, John, what should the Eagles' focus be this season?
Eagles Fast Play for sure.
As opposed to what?
I'm talking Eagles Fast Play tickets from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Playing's faster than our wide receiver running a slant.
Faster than our defense blitzing the QB?
Oh, yeah. The game's got progressive top prizes, plus second chance drawings for Eagles game tickets, meet and greets, autographed merchandise, and more.
Wow. I'm going to get mine fast.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Taylor Ard leads off the bottom half of the fourth inning. Ard, a strikeout victim for Brooks Hall back in the first. The wind by the right-hander, the pitch to Ard, angles across at the knees for strike one. Brooks certainly winning the pitch count battle. 87 for Brownell through 3.5 innings. And for Brooks Hall, at just number 38. To Ard, breaking ball, swing and a miss. And Brooks has him. No balls and 2 strikes. Second three-sack fly game of the season for the Barnstormers, and both have come here. The Ducks can be encouraged. They won the other one 6-5. 0-2. The count to Ard. Hall to the plate. A weak swing and a miss. Brooks Hall has had Taylor Ard completely buffaloed through 2 at-bats tonight. 4th strikeout for Brooks, 1 away. David Washington, the banner. He, too, struck out back in the first inning. Lancaster needs to continue on the attack tonight. You cannot let up against the Ducks. They're so confident they can win in the late innings on their own field. They always have been. First pitch strike to Washington. It's 0-1. You just cannot let them off the mat in this ballpark. Here's the 0-1. That bounces past Castile to the screen. It is a ball and a strike. Although the Ducks have probably the smallest home field edge in the Atlantic League this year. They're 35-28 here, 24-20 on the road. 1-1 the count to Washington, 1 out in the inning. Hall comes back and he's down and away. 2 balls and a strike to the lefty slugger. Defense plays him to pull slightly. That ball is pounded to center field. Back on it goes Sanford. He's there for the second out. Washington has really good power to all fields. We've seen him homer to the opposite field here. We've seen him homer to dead center in Lancaster. And he can pull some as well. 2 outs. Here's Cabrera, a strikeout victim in inning number 2. If Brooks Hall could avoid Jordani Valdespin tonight, he might pitch the game of his life. Two outs, nobody on base. Cabrera, the switch hitter, digging in. One of the shortest players in the league. Popped up, shallow left field. Back goes Frias. In comes Noel. Rico with the catch. And Hall breezes through the 4th inning. An 8-pitch inning. Brooks 45 pitches through 4. Nothing across for the Ducks. And at the end of 4, Lancaster's up 5-1.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me. Are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
A lot of people are asking these days, what is the Barnstormers' magic number? And that's actually a complicated answer. There are 3 magic number counters that need to get down to 0. One of those is the Barnstormers locking out York for the wild card. That magic number right now is 14. Another is Lancaster locking out New Britain. That magic number is 15. Ball one high to Josh Bell here. It is 1-0. Bell is 0 for 1 with a walk. That forced home one of the 3 runs in the 3rd inning. Next pitch from Brownell. Cracked foul down the first base line, well wide of the bag. Ball 1 and strike 1 to Bell. And the 3rd is Sugarland locking out York from winning the 2nd half. That magic number is 13. Coming into tonight. Now, the Barnstormers are up 5-1 here in the top half of the 5th inning. York leads New Britain 1-0 in the bottom half of the 4th. Bell with a foul tip on the 1-1 breaking ball from Brownell. It is 1-2. Casey Hobson on deck. Vladimir Frias is in the hole. John Brownell approaching 100 pitches. He's at 90. Bell spins out of the way. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brownell has not been terribly sharp since about his first 5 pitches of the game. For Hall, it's more or less gone the other way. Here's a 2-2. Bell will pop it up. The third baseman, Ard, signaling for it to the left side of the mound. He makes the catch. And the Barnstormers have kind of gotten into pop-up mode against Brownell here in the middle innings. Castile ending last inning. Robinson really didn't hit his fly ball very deep. The last 2 ground balls hit by the Barnstormers have not been fielded by Ard. One hit the third base bag, not his fault. Then he didn't dig out Bortnick's leading off last inning. To Hobson, Brownell tries the 12-6 curveball, and it slips, missing badly. Ball 1, no strikes. And the Road Warriors lead Somerset tonight, 1-0 top of the 3rd. They're not yet underway in Sugarland. The Skeeters hosting the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs down in Texas. Bouncer foul. Hobson is batting at a ball and a strike. The Barnstormers have had some difficulty timing Brownell in this game. He's using that roundhouse breaking ball so much, and they haven't squared it up often. Ball 2 is inside and low. 2 balls and a strike. The only extra base hit is the grounder down the third base line by Noel. Lancaster does have 6 singles. Here comes the 2-1 to Hobson. Swing and a miss. Again, a breaking pitch from the right-hander. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But the Barnstormers aren't gauging it to drive it very far. Cabrera setting the target. Brownell into his windup. To Hobson. Ball 3 is low. Kevin Baez is known to use pitchers for about 120 or 130, so you can't assume that Brownell is going to be removed after this inning. Payoff pitch to Hobson popped up as well. This one will be taken by Lyons right near the second base bag. He was playing there in the shift anyway. And that's 4 batters in a row that have hit the ball pretty much skyward without much depth to it. 2 outs. Here's Vladimir Frias, who did the same thing back in the 3rd inning. Brownell has logged only 1 strikeout in the game. It was against Sanford leading off the night. Now the Barnstormers have started to play what I love to call Orville Redenbacher baseball. Inside and low to Frias. Ball 1, no strikes, but Lancaster's up 5-1. The deepest fly ball of the game for the Barnstormers was Hobson's sac fly in the 3rd inning. There's a ground ball, but an easy one. 2 hops right at Valdespine, and the easiest inning by far for John Brownell is his 5th. The Barnstormers are out in 1-2-3 fashion. We're halfway through regulation tonight. It is Lancaster 5, Long Island 1.
Enjoy weekends with the Barnstormers all season long. Every Friday evening home game will feature a different giveaway ranging from t-shirts to beach towels to backpacks. On Saturdays, enjoy the best entertainment doubleheader there is with Barnstormers baseball followed by fireworks. Sundays are fun days at the ballpark. Get autographs from some of your favorite Barnstormers players and play catch on the field before the game. Once the game is over, it's a Domino's Pizza Kids Base Run. Call 717-509-HITS to order your tickets or go to LancasterBarnstormers.com, and we'll see you at the ballpark.
You can measure the sound of the Lexus LC500's naturally aspirated V8 engine and the quickness of its 10-speed transmission. But the only way to truly understand it is to experience it. Discover the feeling of the Lexus high-performance line at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event with exceptional offers on our most exhilarating models, now until September 4th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg. Click the banner to discover more.
Pretty full Major League schedule on this Tuesday night. We'll start to run those down over the course of this bottom half of the 5th inning. Meanwhile, in the leadoff is Miles Williams, the right fielder. At 267 coming into the game with a couple of home runs, and he looks at a strike here from Hall. 0-1. Williams, we mentioned, played for the Barnstormers a couple of games back in 16. Last year, he was in the Pacific Association at 250 with 14 home runs. He couldn't hold on the pitch from Hall. Brooks ahead, 0-2. On deck is Anthony Vega and then Dan Lyons, 7, 8, and 9 in the batting order for the Ducks. Hall and the Barnstormers up 5-1 here to Williams. Inside, almost hit him. Came within a whisker. That would have been a mistake for Hall. Brooks, if you've been following it this year, is not terribly shy about throwing inside. He has hit 10. And the pitch, Williams pops this up down the right field line. Chasing it is Galen, chasing back as Hobson. Neither can get to it. The ball did stay on the field of play. Well down the line on the apron. Williams will stay in at 1-2 strikes. Miles Williams from Baton Rouge, Louisiana originally, but went to high school out in California and Cal State Northridge 42nd round pick for the Dodgers in 10 and turned that down. Drafted again by the Marlins in 13, signed with them. Hall's pitch stays high. Williams battles back to 2-2. Did not get above the New York Penn League. He had some injuries. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hall to the plate, and Williams could not hold on that. It took the appeal down to Freddie DeJesus, but I was willing to make that call from here. He clearly won around. 1 out, and Anthony Vega, the left fielder, will come to the plate. Vega lined out to Tyler Bortnick in the 2nd inning. 5 in a row, and 11 out of 13 retired by Hall as Vega steps in. Brooks to the plate, fastball to the outside corner. Vega displayed bunt for a second, taking the strike at his 0-1. So on that Major League scoreboard, Phillies and the Nats, bottom of the 3rd, scoreless. Scherzer against Nola. Pitchers duel extraordinaire, 2 of the Major League's best. Swung on and missed, it's 0-2. The Orioles have jumped ahead of Toronto, 5-0 Baltimore. They're now in the 4th inning at Camden Yards. White Sox and the New York Yankees, no score, bottom half of the 3rd inning in New York. 0-2. The pitch breaks low. That was a great 0-2 pitch, and Vega thought about it. Did not pull the trigger. Reds are up 5-0 over the Brewers in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Twins and the Indians are in the 3rd scoreless. Here's the pitch. Vega swings and misses a fastball. Nicely set up by the last pitch, changing the eye level. And strikeout number 6 for Brooks Hall tonight. 2 outs. Dan Lyons comes to the plate. Lyons grounded to 3rd, back in the 3rd inning. Brooks looks like a man on a mission tonight. He's trying to become the Barnstormers' 2nd 10-game winner of the year. The last time the Barnstormers had 2 10-game winners, they won the championship. Maybe there will be a pattern. Strike to the outside corner. 0-1 on Lyons. They had 2 double-digit winners at least back in 06. I know Denny Harriger and Brian Whitaker both did it. Breaking ball is low. Lyons bats at a ball and a strike. Schwinden and Osterbrock in 14. That great 2012 club actually had 4, win 13 or more that year. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball high and inside, 2-1. To me, that is the Atlantic League equivalent of the Palmer, Cuellar, McNally, Dobson quartet from the Orioles in 71. Pollock, Halama, Durbin, and Johnson. Swung on and missed. Hall and Lyons tangle it, 2 balls and 2 strikes here. 4 guys winning 13 or more games in an Atlantic League season. That's pretty unbelievable. 2-2, the wind, the pitch, and Lyons almost gets hit. 3-2. The only thing right now I can say about Hall, because his stuff is magnificent, is it looks like he may be on a slight amount of adrenaline overload with a couple of these pitches here in the 5th inning. Payoff to Lyons with Valdespin on deck, and that is swung on and missed. Brooks Hall strikes out the side here in the 5th inning. He's retired 7 straight. He has 7 strikeouts for the night. And as we go to the 6th, Lancaster is up 5-1.
The area's most unique beer fest is coming to Clipper Magazine Stadium on Sunday, September 9th during the Barnstormers game against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. That afternoon, samples from over 20 local breweries will be made available throughout the right field hospitality areas. Souvenir pint and sample glasses and a Broken Bat hat will go to everyone buying a ticket. VIP tickets are available for early entry and limited releases. For more information, go to www.lancasterbarnstormers.com.
So, John, what should the Steelers' focus be this season?
Steelers fast play for sure.
As opposed to what?
I'm talking Steelers fast play tickets from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Playing's faster than our wide receiver running a slant.
Faster than our defense blitzing the QB?
Oh, yeah. The game's got progressive top prizes, plus second chance drawings for Steelers game tickets, meet and greets, autographed merchandise, and more.
Wow. I'm going to get mine fast.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
John Brownell will stay out for the 6th inning. Noel, Sanford, and Bortnick scheduled for the Barnstormers. Lancaster owning a 5-1 lead. A pesky offense for the Barnstormers tonight. They have only one RBI hit. Ryan Castile had that in the first inning. They have a bases-loaded walk and 3 sacrifice flies. So they're taking some advantage of their chances to score. Maybe not full advantage. Here's the pitch to Noel. Breaking ball misses away. It is ball 1. Noel is already 2 for 2 tonight. He has a single in the center and a double off the third base bag. His average climbing back over 300 on the year. There's a bunt pushed up the first base line, but he's not going to be able to get around Washington. A gentle tag from the first baseman. 3 unassisted on the bunt, 1 away, 6 in a row, now set down by Brownell. Darian Sanford, a guy he's gotten 3 times tonight. The Barnstormers center fielder 0 for 3 in the ballgame. The first 3 times through the batting order. Shows that nobody has gotten on all 3. Robinson has had the most productive night. Here's a ground ball past Washington and a base hit for Sanford. Darian joining in as the Barnstormers collect base hit number 8. Tyler Bortnick will step to the plate. Is Sanford off to the races? The league's leading base stealer with 63. You always anticipate that he's going to be going. Very often it's a surprise when he doesn't. 1 out, 1 on. Bortnick stands in. Robinson has accomplished something every plate appearance, and that's why I say he's had the best night. A walk, a single, and a sacrifice fly. 1 for 1 with a run scored, a run batted in. Bortnick's 1 for 3. He has scored twice. Brownell comes set. A long time in the set. Sanford goes. The pitch is outside. Cabrera's throw is high at second base, and there is number 64 for Darian Sanford. 2 to go to tie Wayne Leiden's total from 2010. And 8 to go to tie Leiden from 2009. Bortnick stands in with a runner in scoring position. No balls, 1 strike the count. A lot of room for Bortnick over on the right side. Valdespin sneaking in towards second base. Stepping off Brownell, no throw made. Barnstormers have learned you can't have too many runs. 0-1. That is down low. It levels to Bortnick. Had a ball and a strike. 1 out, 1 on. Blake Galen waiting on deck. Nice at bat for him back in the 4th inning. Didn't miss Bortnick by much. Now he has the advantage. 2 balls and a strike. 15 times he has been hit by a pitch over the course of this season. Swing and a miss. Well, I guess he held. 3-1. Runner at second base, awaiting a ride home. Sanford out to a lead. There's a pickoff throw to second base, and fortunately, I think for Sanford, it was to the right side of the bag. It afforded Sanford enough time to get back. If that throw had been down at the bag on the shortstop side, there might have been a play. Bortnick trying to pick up a run. If not, he'll take a walk. The pitch, again, almost hits him. Ball 4 is high and inside. 5 walks issued by Brownell in the game. Blake Galen comes to the plate. Galen is 1 for 2 tonight, along with a walk.
Right fielder, number 2, Blake Galen.
Sanford at second. Bortnick, the runner, at first base. Lancaster looking to pile some more runs on, as the pitch total for John Brownell has climbed to 108. In comparison, Brooks Hall has thrown only 62. The set by Brownell, the pitch to Galen, high and outside. It is 1-0. You can't see down into the bullpens to gather the information if anybody is throwing or not. Brownell can't come out and visit himself. We haven't seen Kevin Baez out there at all tonight. Ball 1, no strikes to Galen. Sanford draws Brownell's attention, and the right-hander spins, bluffing a throw behind Darian. If you wonder why Barnstormers games can take as long as they do, well, Sanford has a lot to do with it, as does Noel. And now Lyons comes over, but Sanford has it all gauged. This time the throw made. Darian back in easily. Galen has gotten to a ball 1 count, and all the other attention has been on Sanford, the lead runner at second. They want to keep him as close as possible. He is daring Brownell. And now another throw. This one is at the bag. Sanford again is back in. That has been the most accurate pickoff throw from Brownell in the sequence. 5-1 Barnstormers looking for more in the top half of the 6th inning. John Brownell comes to the set. Sanford again daring him out there. Here's the pitch now to Galen, and that is just inside for ball 2. Sanford has expended more energy in his leads off of second base than most people have in a day. But that's just Darian Sanford, the ultimate high-energy guy. 2-0. And Galen gets underneath, lofting a fly ball to deeper right toward the corner. Miles Williams with a play. He makes the catch. Tagging off second is Sanford. He'll pull up at third. They have to keep an eye on him to make sure he doesn't come all the way. Trayvon Robinson now will dig in with runners at the corners. Galen just got underneath that too much. Might have been a home run in Lancaster. Might have been off the wall in Lancaster, but Williams had still some room to go back here. Robinson stands in. A walk, a single, and a sac fly for him. Needs a base hit now. Sanford is at third. Bortnick at first. 2 outs in the inning. And my guess is that Bortnick may run at some point here. There he goes. The pitch swung at and fouled by Robinson. It is 0-1. That was a nice thought. The Barnstormers are actually 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position in the game, which doesn't look all that great, but they do have the 3 sack flies and the bases loaded walk. So it really mitigates the number. I take that back, 2 for 8. Castile had a base hit that didn't drive in a run. Castile actually has both the hits. Sanford at third, Bortnick at first, 2 gone. Robinson at no balls and a strike. Brownell working out of the stretch. Bortnick takes off again, a swing and a miss, and Cabrera simply looks at third. Bortnick has his second stolen base of the game. That's 18 for the year. But the Barnstormers have another issue facing them right now. Runners at second and third with 2 outs, but Trayvon Robinson is trailing no balls and 2 strikes in the count. Now he's got to dig out of this hole. 0-2, Brownell ready to go. That pitch is up. Ball 1 and 2 strikes. A base hit here, and it might be enough for the Barnstormers. Brownell trying to wiggle out of another inning without major damage. 1-2 to Robinson. The pitch, ground ball right side, speared by Washington. He'll find Brownell's glove, and John Brownell gets out of the inning. It took a nice play by his first baseman to get the job done. No runs on 1 hit with no errors. 2 left for the Barnstormers. They've stranded 8 in the game. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Lancaster leading 5-1.
You can measure the exceptional torque of the Lexus LX and the capability of its full-time 4-wheel drive. But the only way to truly understand it is to experience it. Discover the feeling of the Lexus line of SUVs at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event with exceptional offers on our most capable models, now until September 4th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg. Click the banner to discover more.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Find stories that will inspire and surprise. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. See all that the Hall of Fame and Museum has to offer and plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Jordani Valdespin has been Brooks Hall's biggest headache tonight. Valdespin is 2 for 2 and has scored the run. He is on to lead off the bottom half of the 6th inning against Hall, who has retired the last 7 batters he's faced. 5-1, the Barnstormers lead here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Corners pinch in for the Barnstormers against Valdespin. First pitch, a fastball, good for a strike. It is 0-1. Lancaster has left 8 runners on base in this game. It is 5-1. Score could be a little wider. 0-1, Valdespin shows bunt, pops it up, foul ground, and Castile springs out from behind the plate to make the catch up the third baseline. Barnstormers able to get rid of Valdespin there, looking to bunt toward third, but he popped it up. 1 out, Daniel Fields the batter. Fields also has hit the ball well both times up. He has a liner to first and a single into right field. 1 out of 2 in the ball game. Lou Ford waiting on deck. The 4 hits off of Hall coming from this trio. Brooks shakes off Castile once. They're together now. The first pitch to Fields, inside and low, and actually hits off Castile's shin guard. And Brooks and Ryan were not on the same page. They are from opposite sides of the mountains. Ryan Castile and Brooks Hall. Hall from western South Carolina and Castile from southeastern Tennessee. Here's the delivery, swung on and missed. Fields bats at a ball and a strike. One out, nobody aboard in the bottom of inning 6. Hall comes back. The offering, swing and a miss again. Fields trails at 1-2. About the first 5 pitches from Brooks tonight were flat. Since then, he's pitched a gem. 1-2, and to Fields, a little bit upstairs on the fastball. And a 2-ball and 2-strike count. Breaking ball just doesn't get there. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Hall in danger of issuing his first walk. Payoff pitch is due to the left-handed batting center fielder. Last year with Bridgeport. So Brooks and Ryan, the battery, 166 miles apart from city to city. Fastball, swing and a miss. Hall with number 8. And you have to drive through some pretty tricky terrain to get from Mr. Hall's hometown to Mr. Castile's hometown. 2 men are down. Here's Lou Ford. He has singled in a run and grounded into a double play, smothered up the middle by Vladimir Frias. An almost identical play to the one turned against Talvin Nash to close out the War of the Roses last Thursday. Hall to the plate. Ford fouls this back. It is 0-1. Brooks Hall, I think, throwing as well as he has all year. This has been a marvelous performance for 5 2/3 innings. Goes to work on Ford, 0-1. Motion and pitch. Breaking ball stays upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. John Brownell, 6 innings in for Long Island. And a whole lot of pitches, 115. To Ford, 1-1. That's high as well. 2 balls and a strike. Hall should be a good deal fresher. The wind, here comes the 2-1. Swing and a miss at a slider. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nate Reed, the only Barnstormer this year to have struck out 10 batters in a game. Hall has gotten there a couple of times at 9. Here's a 2-2. Ford pops it up to shallow right. Backpedaling is Bortnick. Tyler is squared up underneath. He makes the catch. Another brilliant inning for Brooks Hall. 75 pitches in through 6. And at the end of 6, the Barnstormers continue to hold a lead of 5-1.
And on the other side of that table, I've got Jack, Anthony, and Emily. And with just 20 seconds on the clock, they keep their
Like craft beers, local wines? Well, the best place to be in Lancaster then is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, all new for 2018 is the Broken Bat deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat will feature more than 20 local craft breweries and product from 2 local wineries. If something with a little more kick is your adult beverage of choice, a local distillery is part of the Broken Bat as well. Food will be sold off a pub-style menu, so get together, hang out with your friends, make some new ones, and enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with the Barnstormers game.
You're totally probably safe to ride on your spare for what, 6, maybe 9 months?
Don't trust the wrong advice. Get the right tires at the right price right away. It's what we've been doing at Jack Williams Tire right here in Pennsylvania since our family started this business back in 1929. Because doing things the right way is just the Williams way. Get the right tires right now at jackwilliams.com.
Five runs, 8 hits, 1 error, 8 left for the Barnstormers. A run, 4 hits, 1 error, and 2 left for the Long Island Ducks. John Brownell is still out there. A swing and a miss by Castile to start off the 7th. It's 0-1. Brownell gave up a run in the first, 3 in the third, 1 more in the 4th inning. That was just his 116th pitch of the ball game. He's back to Castile, 0-1. Sharp grounder pulled foul behind Ross Peoples. It is no balls and 2 strikes. Brownell has gotten much sharper through the middle innings. And Kevin Baez is not shy about keeping him in there. 2 strikes on Castile. Bell and Hobson will follow. Castile played, for the most part, straight up. Southern Maryland puts the shift on against him. Nobody else does. Here's the 0-2. He goes reaching for it. That is only the 2nd strikeout for Brownell, the first since Sanford leading off the ball game. Here's Bell, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. That drove in a run. A go-ahead run, in fact, back in the 3rd inning. Get this, York leads New Britain tonight 8-0 in the top half of the 6th inning. Is it too late for York? They are one heck of a ball club right now. Busted bat, chopper towards second. Valdespin will dig it up, and Bell is out another bat tonight and out another at-bat. 2 up and 2 down in the top of the 7th. Hobson stepping in at 0 for 1. That's the 2nd time Brownell has left a Josh Bell bat in splinters in this game. Now this way we won't have to worry about the bat bags being too heavy for the plane on Friday morning. The shift is on against Hobson. High and outside, a ball, 1-0. That's 120 for Brownell tonight. Road Warriors in Somerset are 1-1 in the top of the 5th. Southern Maryland and Sugar Land, no score in the bottom of the 1st inning. Ball 2 is low to KC, 2-0. Vladimir Frias waiting on deck. Lancaster had 4 runs on 6 hits in the first 2 innings. They added an unearned run on 1 hit in the 4th, and just 1 single by Sanford since then. KC goes the other way down the line. He beats the shift. The ball rolling free out in left field, but coming up with it quickly is Vega, and he'll hold Hobson to just a single. I love it. I want to see that happen more. Not just KC, but left-handed batters with that crazy shift on. Hobson aboard, 2 outs. Vladimir Frias coming to the plate. The Barnstormers now with hit number 9. Frias is 0 for 2 with a sac fly to an infielder. You won't see many of those, but Dan Lyons was running with his back to the plate when he caught up to Vlad's pop fly. Castile turned loose and scored the 3rd run of the 3rd inning. Brownell to Frias, way upstairs. It is ball 1 and no strikes. Hobson, the runner at first with 2 men gone. Lancaster with a 5-1 advantage. Ard, Washington, and Cabrera scheduled in the bottom of the 7th. And Ross Peoples, I think, can feel pretty free to run with Brooks Hall a while longer. Frias looks at a breaking ball across. That's a strike. It is 1-1. Brownell looked pretty ugly for 3 innings. But he has been able to soak up some frames tonight for the Ducks and keep them lurking in this ball game. 1-1 on Frias. He goes the other way trying to drive it, but it's fouled off. Now 1-2. We mentioned Brownell has been a workhorse. He's averaged better than 6 innings per start. Iffy on that. Depends on how long his 1 relief appearance was, but suffice it to say right around 6 anyway. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Frias. And that gets Vlad in the small of the back. Ouch. Noel steps in with 2 runners aboard. Frias got that right in the center of the back. Maybe a little higher than the small of the back. Yeah, we talk about Bortnick, but Frias gets nailed a lot as well. That's the 10th time Vladimir's been hit. 2 outs and 2 on. Noel, the batter. Rico's 2 for 3. The one time he was retired, he pushed a bunt too hard in the direction of first baseman David Washington. Here's the pitch to Rico. Breaking ball across for a strike. It is 0-1. It's amazing. I'd love to see the chart. John Brownell has probably thrown 60 to 70 curveballs in this game, or maybe slow sliders, but not too many fastballs. Noel takes this toward the middle. Base hit center field. Charging the play is Fields. Hobson is going to come. The throw is offline, and KC scores. Everybody else advances another base. It's 6-1 on a 3-hit game for Rico Noel. He didn't hit that ball terribly hard, but he found a nice spot up the middle. Everything developing with 2 outs here in the 7th. The Barnstormers leading by 5. Darian Sanford will bat with runners at second and third and 2 outs for the second time in the game. 6-1 Lancaster here in the 7th inning. Big 2-out RBI base hit for Rico Noel. Fields did not get off a good throw toward the plate. Here's a pitch to Darian. Called strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Judging by Darian's reaction, and you know how expressive he is, I read his body language as saying, boy, I wish I had that pitch back again. 0-1. The count to Sanford. He's going to swing and he misses. It is 0-2. Well, the Barnstormers still getting the runs one at a time. They haven't been able to get that multi-run base hit to put what you would consider to be a clamp on this game. Frias off third, Noel off second base, Sanford trying to work out of an 0-2 hole. Lancaster had runners at second and third when last inning ended, also when the third inning ended. 2 strikes to Sanford, breaking ball. He tries to hold on the swing, and he does. The pitch ended up high. Boy, it's not been since the days of Wayne Krenchicki managing the Camden River Sharks that I've seen a guy throw this many pitches. 1-2. Sanford pokes a ground ball to third. Up with it is Ard. He will gun him down. That ends the inning. And again, the Barnstormers score, but they could have had more. 1 run on a couple of hits, no errors. The third time in the ball game, they've left runners at second and third. We'll go to the 7th inning stretch. The Barnstormers have extended the lead by 1 more. Lancaster 6 and Long Island 1.
That's all shit to help it.
You can measure the power of the Lexus LS500's twin turbocharged engine, the responsiveness of its adaptive variable suspension, and the clarity of its available 23-speaker audio system. But the only way to truly understand it is to experience it. Discover the feeling only a Lexus can bring at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event, with exceptional offers on our most luxurious models, now until September 4th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg. Click the banner to discover more.
So, John, what should the Eagles' focus be this season?
Eagles Fast Play for sure.
As opposed to what?
I'm talking Eagles Fast Play tickets from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Playing's faster than our wide receiver running a slant.
Faster than our defense blitzing the QB?
Oh, yeah. The game's got progressive top prizes, plus second chance drawings for Eagles game tickets, meet and greets, autographed merchandise, and more.
Wow. I'm going to get mine fast.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Taylor Ard leads off the bottom of the 7th for the Long Island Ducks. Brooks Hall remains on the hill, working with a 6-1 lead. Hall's retired the last 10. First pitch to Ard is driven toward left center field. Racing over is Sanford. He'll lose his hat, but not the ball. That is one out. Good play by Darian. He had to read that one quickly. Ard didn't get enough on it to drive it truly through the gap. One down. The batter is David Washington, who's hit the ball the hardest since the first inning. He lined to Sanford in fairly deep center back in the 4th. Hall with no walks, 8 strikeouts tonight. He'll go to work on Washington here, and the first pitch is in at the knees, strike 1, and that is just the 77th toss for Brooks. Trying to win his 3rd against the Ducks this year. Breaking ball misses pretty badly. It is 1-1. Phillies are up 1-0 at the end of 4 in that big game against the Washington Nationals. Baltimore up 7-1 in the 5th inning against Toronto. White Sox 1-0 over the Yankees, bottom 5. It swings low. David Washington bats at 2 balls and a strike. Ramon Cabrera waits on deck. The Barnstormers need 8 more outs to win the first game of this series. Here's a 2-1. Ground ball pulled down the first base line, a foul ball, and it's 2-2. It is kind of sad not to see Buddy Harrelson in the first base coach's box, battling Alzheimer's. They had a great celebration of his career in baseball and time with the Ducks here, of course, on the 3rd. That's been his number. That ball driven to deep right field. Way back it goes, and it's off the base of the wall. Washington chugging for second. The throw from Galen offline, and the string of outs is broken for Brooks Hall. He had retired 11 in a row. Hall at second base with his 15th double of the year. Ramon Cabrera now will come to the plate. Cabrera is 0 for 2. And I'm sure that Ross will keep an eye on Brooks here, as Brooks can be dominating, but we've seen a couple times this year when it gets away, it can get away quickly. Cabrera stands in. He has struck out and flied to left. No cause for concern yet, with just 1 base runner on and 1 out in the inning. All to the set, and now to Cabrera. This is popped up, short left field. Turned around on it is Bell. Coming in behind him is Noel. Rico makes the catch. The benefit of having speed in the outfield. 2 retired. Miles Williams to the plate. He is grounded out and he is struck out. Cincinnati up 6-1 over the Brewers in the bottom of the 4th inning tonight. The Indians with a 3-0 lead through 4 at home against Minnesota. Boston 3-1 over the Miami Marlins in the top half of the 5th inning. Tampa Bay 2-1 over Atlanta in the bottom of the 3rd. The Mets and the Cubs, no score in the top of the 3rd inning. 2 outs, runner at second. And to Williams, bouncer foul behind Kevin Baez in the coach's box over at 3rd. It is 0-1. You talk about Buddy Harrelson, so big, so much Mr. Baseball with the Mets, and of course part of the ownership, and always just a force here at home. Very kind gentleman. And just a tough set of circumstances. Strike 2 at the knees on Williams. Hall ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. Other major league games, Dodgers and the Rangers scoreless through 2. A's and the Astros, big game in the AL West. No score, bottom of the 2nd inning. Houston leading by 2.5. St. Louis 2, Pittsburgh 0. Top of the 2nd inning. 0-2. And that's taken up the middle, base hit center field. Washington will score. The ball getting past Darian Sanford. Williams is off to the races. He's going to get the 3rd on the play. And that throw gets away from Bell, but no further advancement. RBI single for Williams. It is 6-2. And an error charge to Sanford, the second by a Barnstormers outfielder in the game. Anthony Vega will come to the plate with 2 outs and the runner at third base. Galen had a bobble on the double by Valdespin back in the first inning that let him get to third. 6-2 now, bottom 7. Anthony Vega trying to pick up another run. He's lined out and struck out. The pitch will run outside, ball 1. Dan Lyons is on deck. Hall was so close to getting out of the inning, and Williams able to take him up the middle with a solid line drive there. Now the pitch, a swing and a miss. Vega will bat at 1-1. You just need to come right after hitters here. You don't want to allow anybody else to get on base this inning. 1 ball, 1 strike, and that is fouled away. 2 strikes on another batter, 1-2 to Vega. Brooks Hall, if he can get this next out, working on what would be his 8th quality start of the year. Ground ball to Hobson. KC waves Hall off, takes it to the bag, and the damage is minimal in the bottom of the 7th inning. 1 run, 2 hits with 1 error, 1 runner left on base. We'll go to the 8th. The Barnstormers still leading by 4. It is Lancaster 6 and Long Island 2.
Localflavor.com, local flavor, localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Left-hander Asher Tolliver finally spelling John Brownell, who goes 7 innings tonight, giving up 10 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned, on 5 walks and a couple strikeouts. He also hit a batter. Tyler Bortnick leading off the 8th inning against the left-hander. Tolliver to the plate. Bortnick screams this down the left field line and foul. 0-1. Bortnick is still plagued by that idea that the hardest balls he hits, and he's hit several really hard, mostly foul down that left field side. No balls and a strike to Tyler against Tolliver. Barnstormers have beaten this left-hander once here in the 8th inning. A ball is low. And to Bortnick, who has a single, a walk. He has reached on an error. He has stolen 2. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tolliver 1-2 with a 4.31 ERA. It's his 41st appearance of the year. Southern Maryland strikes first at Sugarland. 1-0 Blue Crabs in the 3rd inning. York's lead now 8-1 over New Britain in the top of the 7th. Here's the 1-1. Ball 2 is inside to Bortnick. Brownell, the last count I had, 132 pitches tonight. in his 7-inning start. He never collapsed despite all the base runners. Bortnick checks, and ball 3 is inside from Tolliver. 3 balls and a strike. Blake Galen due next, and then Trayvon Robinson will turn around to bat from the right side. Lyons, Valdespin, and Fields are scheduled in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here comes the 3-1. Bortnick swings and misses. Might have been ball 4, maybe not. Tough to tell. It was around the outside edge. Full count to the leadoff batter in the top half of the 8th inning. Barnstormers still would like to stretch this lead a little bit more. 3-2. Ball 4 is inside. Bortnick walks for the second straight time. Blake Galen will step in for the left-on-left matchup. Galen 1 for 3 with a walk in the game tonight.
The right fielder, number 2, Blake Galen, number 2.
Barnstormers have drawn 6 walks in the game. They have had 18 base runners. Bortnick already 2 stolen bases. Might look to be careful here if he doesn't know what kind of a move Tolliver has. Ball 1 is low, 1-0. Bortnick now with 18 on the season. Carlos Garcia stole his 18th the other day. We don't have as many guys with 20 as Somerset does. Here's a 1-0. Galen swings and drives this to dead center. Backpedaling is Fields, but not all that far. He'll make the catch. Bortnick is going to try to move ahead. Here comes the throw, and that is a double play. Barnstormers take a gamble on the bases. They lose their runner 8-4. 2 outs. Trayvon Robinson will step in. Fields did not get off a very good throw on the Noel base hit last inning. And that gave the Barnstormers the idea they could take some liberties on that play. But Fields got off a very good one-hop throw into Valdespin. Bortnick could not avoid the tag. 2 down, here's Trayvon. Officially 1 for 2 with a run scored and a run batted in. Tolliver's pitch, swing and a miss. No balls and a strike. Castile is on deck. Overall, now it is Rico Noel who has had the best night at the plate. I'm curious to see if Ross goes with Hall for another inning. If the Barnstormers still had the full complement of the back end of the bullpen, I would think definitely not. Second strike to Robinson on the inside corner. Time called. Robinson has to back away. I think something flew through his line of vision, I believe. 0-2. A lot of room just to the left of the second base bag here for Robinson. Tolliver into his motion. Robinson can't hold on the swing. He is gone on strikes, and a promising start to the 8th inning fizzles. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We'll go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Is it Brooks Hall or is it the bullpen? That is the question. We'll let you know when we come back. Our score, Lancaster 6 and Long Island 2.
Enjoy weekends with the Barnstormers all season long. Every Friday evening home game will feature a different giveaway ranging from t-shirts to beach towels to backpacks. On Saturdays, enjoy the best entertainment doubleheader there is with Barnstormers baseball followed by fireworks. Sundays are fun days at the ballpark. Get autographs from some of your favorite Barnstormers players and play catch on the field before the game. Once the game is over, it's a Domino's Pizza Kids base run. Call 717-509-HITS to order your tickets or go to LancasterBarnstormers.com, and we'll see you at the ballpark.
You can measure the sound of the Lexus LC500's naturally aspirated V8 engine and the quickness of its 10-speed transmission. But the only way to truly understand it is to experience it. Discover the feeling of the Lexus high-performance line at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event with exceptional offers on our most exhilarating models, now until September 4th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg. Click the banner to discover more.
The answer to our question is Matt Marksberry. Barnstormers go to a lefty here for the 8th inning. Dan Lyons will lead it off, and then you've got back-to-back left-handed batters in Jordany Valdespin and Daniel Fields. So Marksberry gets the call. It's his 38th ball game. He is 2-1 with a 1.65 earned run average. So important to keep Long Island from building up a head of steam here in these late innings. More than any other team in the Atlantic League, the Ducks have a history of coming from behind at home. Brooks Hall throws his 8th quality start of the year, a magnificent ball game. 6 hits, 2 runs in 7 innings with no walks. First pitch from Marksberry is over. Strike 1 on Lyons. Brooks struck out 8, 1 short of his season high. Gives him 90 strikeouts in 104 2/3 innings on the year. 0-1, the count to Lions. Marksberry comes back. That is a swing and a miss. 0-2. Lions grounded out and struck out against Hall. Brooks hit a little bit harder in the 7th inning, and I think that tipped the scales in terms of him being lifted. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, right past Lions. Marksberry with a 3-pitch strikeout. 1 away, Jordany Valdespin will come to the plate. He is 2 for 3 with a run scored. He opened the ball game for the Ducks with a double. I said, Brooks Hall, about his first 5 pitches, may not have had a whole lot of life to him, or he was just not in the zone where he wanted to be. And 3 of them were hit very hard to right field. After that, boy, he was just superb tonight. 1 out. Marksberry to Valdespin, and that's strike 4. 0-1 to the lefty batting second baseman. The only Duck with more than 1 hit in this game out of their total of 6. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and he did about a 360 on the follow-through. A huge rip from Jordany Valdespin. A couple of former NL East players locking horns here. Matt Marksberry ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. And to Valdespin, it's fouled back. And Valdespin does a nice-looking baton twirl. He has a future career as a majorette if this baseball thing doesn't work out. Just kidding. No balls and 2 strikes to Jordany Valdespin. Marksberry peers in, getting the sign from battery mate Ryan Castile. The wind and the pitch. Swung on and missed. Marksberry has struck out 2. Here in the 8th inning, 10 strikeouts for the Barnstormers. He went with high heat to Jordany Valdespin and puts him down after a couple of foul balls. Now here is Daniel Fields, 1 for 3. Boy, what an appearance for Marksberry. A man, we've talked about his resurgence over the course of the year. It's a great story. to Daniel Fields, a breaking ball for a strike. It is 0-1. Terrific outing for the left-hander out of Cincinnati so far. No balls and a strike, and to Fields, another curveball. That's strike 2. Will Marksberry finish him off here? No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Castile, Bell, Hobson doing the top of the ninth. Matt Marksberry ready to go. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. 10 pitches, 3 strikeouts for Matt Marksberry here in the 8th inning. Oh, my. What a revelation. And we'll go to the ninth. The Barnstormers leading 6-2.
The area's most unique beer fest is coming to Clipper Magazine Stadium on Sunday, September 9th during the Barnstormers game against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. That afternoon, samples from over 20 local breweries will be made available throughout the right field hospitality areas. Souvenir pint and sample glasses and a Broken Bat hat will go to everyone buying a ticket. VIP tickets are available for early entry and limited releases. For more information, go to www.lancasterbarnstormers.com.
So, John, what should the Steelers' focus be this season?
Steelers fast play for sure.
As opposed to what?
I'm talking Steelers fast play tickets from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Playing's faster than our wide receiver running a slant.
Faster than our defense blitzing the QB?
Oh, yeah. The game's got progressive top prizes, plus second chance drawings for Steelers game tickets, meet and greets, autographed merchandise, and more.
Wow. I'm going to get mine fast.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Well, the Barnstormers get to face someone they haven't seen before. A right-handed, 3/4, almost down to true sidearm pitcher by the name of Jose Cuas. He is 6'3", 195 pounds from Woodhaven, New York, which I think is part of Queens. I may be mistaken. He is 24 years of age, most recently at the single-A level with the Milwaukee Brewers. Ryan Castile, Josh Bell, and Casey Hobson scheduled for the Barnstormers in the top of the ninth. It'll be Lou Ford, Taylor Ard, and David Washington in the bottom of the ninth inning. And we'll see where Ross goes there. What an inning for Matt Marksberry. One pitch from the so-called immaculate inning. Needed 10 pitches to get the 3 strikeouts. 1-2 strike foul by Valdespin. First pitch from Cuas is inside on Castile. It is 1-0. Ryan 2 for 4 with a run scored and a run batted in tonight. Cuas comes back. Misses badly off the outside corner. Castile up there at 2-0. Cuas is in his 14th game. He's allowed 11 hits, 4 runs in 14 and a third innings. He's walked 7, and he has struck out 9. Castile ahead in the count, 2-0 here. Here's the pitch. It darts back to the inside corner for a strike. Now 2-1. Defense straight away against the Barnstormer right-handed batting catcher. Two and one. Castile jumps out of the way. Fastball stays in too close. 3 balls and a strike. Lancaster with 18 base runners in the ball game tonight and only 6 for Long Island. 6-2 our score. Here comes the 3-1. Castile swings and misses and ends up in the dirt. Might have fouled that off his foot. 3-2 to Castillo, who left the bat in the batter's box while walking off. Ramon Cabrera will hand it back to him. Cabrera is listed at 5'8". I'm not sure he's actually taller than Blake Galen. It's a coin toss there.
on the upper concourse behind home plate.
Goes against the grain of the Joe Mauer type catcher. This Cabrera, more old school. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Castile is 5'11". Quas's pitch bounced up the third baseline, foul. And we will hold at 3-2. Barnstormers trying to take an 8-6 lead over Long Island in the season series. There's no all-time series more neck and neck than when these two teams get together. 3-2 offering is strike 3 called on the inside corner. Castile goes down looking. 7-pitch at bat, but it doesn't get anywhere. And now Josh Bell steps in. Bell is 0 for 3 with a walk and a run batted in. Barnstormers with 10 hits in the game, and they've drawn some walks. They've had, in general, a nice approach at the plate tonight, but nobody really has put a charge into anything. A ball is outside, 1-0. You don't always have to win, but the Barnstormers away from home just hit very few home runs. Their only extra base hit was a grounder that hit the third base bag. Bell goes the other way with a foul. It is 1-1. Still, the hits and the walks and the sacrifice flies, piecing together some run-scoring innings. 1 out, nobody on here. Quas working to Bell, and JB tops that toward the first base side. Washington bobbles, can't come up with a play, and Bell is safe at first. David Washington was going to have a tough play on that to begin with. He was racing in toward home plate. He was going to have to make some kind of a crazy backhanded feed to Quas covering anyhow. And Bell may very well get a base hit out of that. It's still being deliberated, and it will be an infield single for Josh Bell. Washington had a really tough play there. The batter is Hobson. KC having a night that more or less typifies the ball club, a single, a walk, and a sacrifice fly. He's also popped out to the shortstop. The shift is on despite that single to left his last time up, and KC will take a strike here. It is 0-1. Vladimir Frias waiting on deck. Next delivery, spots the outside corner. Hobson trails 0-2, 1 out, Bell at first. Lancaster leading by 4 in the top half of the 9th inning. I would imagine you'll see a different reliever for the bottom half of the 9th inning and hopefully half the success of a Matt Marksberry. 0-2, just missing away. Hobson gets to stick around at ball 1 and 2 strikes. Quas sweeping the ball down low, getting the sign much like a Tim McNabb. Ground ball off the glove of the first baseman, Washington, but it's retrieved by Valdespin back to Washington, and Hobson is out 3-4-3 as Bell advances to second. Vladimir Frias will try to pick up an insurance run. Frias 0 for 2. He has been hit by a pitch and driven in a run with a very short sacrifice fly. He's also made the most important defensive play of the night, starting a double play against Lou Ford on a grounder up the middle back in the 3rd inning when the Ducks were trying to recover from falling back 4-1. Runners were at first and second, 1 out at the time. Bell leads off second. Here's the pitch to Vlad. That stays outside. Ball 1. On deck is Rico Noel, who's on a 3-hit night. His average up to 303 for the year. All 1-0. And now 2-0. Quas is outside to Frias again. Barnstormers 6th in the league in team batting coming into tonight, but fairly close to the rest of the pack. 4th in pitching. That does not necessarily add up to having the 2nd best record in the league. Fouled away by Frias, 2 balls and a strike. it's been a strange year, almost in the complete opposite direction of last year, where so many contracts were purchased it made your head spin. And this year's been very silent for the Barnstormers on that front. Strike 2 to the outside edge on Frias. It is 2-2. Barnstormers looking to rebuild a 5-run lead with a base hit here. Here comes the 2-2. Vlad swings and misses and slams his bat down. He is gone on strikes to end the inning. And Frank Urilli shows some patience. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. We are going to the bottom of the 9th. It is the Lancaster Barnstormers 6 and the Long Island Ducks 2.
You can measure the exceptional torque of the Lexus LX and the capability of its full-time 4-wheel drive. The only way to truly understand it is to experience it. Discover the feeling of the Lexus line of SUVs at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event with exceptional offers on our most capable models, now until September 4th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg. Click the banner to discover more.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Find stories that will inspire and surprise. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. See all that the Hall of Fame and Museum has to offer and plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Caleb Fleck will be facing Lou Ford, Taylor Ard, and David Washington as we go to the bottom of the 9th. It is not a safe situation for Caleb, with the Barnstormers ahead by 4. Fleck 1-0. His ERA is 1.54 in 10 appearances. He did give up a couple of unearned runs in the series finale against Somerset on Sunday. He made a bad throw off a bunt, and then Carlos Garcia fumbled a ground ball to second on consecutive plays. The 2 runs scored on a 2-out double by Jace Boyd in that inning. A 4-run Barnstormers lead. You can't do much better than Matt Marksberry did to hang on to the entire 4-run lead in the 8th. Here is Lou Ford. He is 1 for 3. Fleck to the plate, and a strike is called. Marksberry struck out the side on 10 pitches. 0-1 on Ford here. Fleck comes back into the motion pitch, foul to the screen, and Caleb is ahead at no balls and 2 strikes. The Ducks have seen Fleck once for an inning. Now to Ford. Here's the 0-2. Fouled away. He sticks around. Lancaster trying to drop the 2 magic numbers they have control over by 1 apiece. And it looks like that magic number with New Britain will go back 2. The pitch popped up. Shallow right field. That's going to fall in front of Galen. A bloop single to get the 9th inning started. Taylor Ard will come to the plate. He is 0 for 3. Southern Maryland continues to lead Sugar Land 1-0 in the top half of the 5th. the Barnstormers actually do need Sugarland to stay pretty stable. A Sugarland collapse could create issues for Lancaster unless the Barnstormers stay ahead of York to win the second half. That race would be really tight. It was a half game coming into tonight. Here is Ard, 0 for 3. Fleck will come to the plate. Ard looks at a ball outside. It is 1-0. You cannot seem to put away the Long Island Ducks without a ninth inning scare. Ford on with a blue pit. Here's the 1-0. Ard swings and he lobs a fly ball out to right. Charging over is Galen. Blake slides. He can't make the play on that. And it's 2 bloop singles to start the ninth inning. First and third with nobody out for David Washington. Ford and Ard, both right-handed batters, both pop flies to shallow right and toward the line. And now you've got issues. The tying run is in the on-deck circle. David Washington steps in. He's hit the ball really hard his last 2 trips. First and third with nobody out. The Barnstormers look like they're going to have to live through some drama here in the bottom of the ninth inning. The pitch to Washington, in for a strike called. It is 0-1. Fleck is hardly getting battered here. No balls, 1 strike. He comes back and misses away. It is 1-1. The numbers are sparse for a home game at Bethpage Ballpark tonight, but they're getting rowdy here in the ninth inning. This is Long Island's chance. First and third, nobody out. 1 ball, 1 strike, and a Washington. Big swing and a miss. It is 1-2. Catcher Ramon Cabrera waits on deck. Fleck ready to go to Washington. He got him, a swing and a miss. That is the 12th strikeout for Barnstormers pitching tonight. Cabrera will step in. He is 0 for 3. Caleb Fleck, right-hander from Claysburg, Pennsylvania, 29 years of age, 6'2", 215. Cabrera digging in. Miles Williams is in the on-deck circle. The offering popped up and may be playable. Casey Hobson in foul ground near the coach's box. He squeezes. That's a second out. The Ducks are still alive, but Fleck needs to get just 1 more. Miles Williams will step in. Williams singled in a run back in the 7th inning. His 1 hit and 3 at-bats tonight. Fleck showing some composure against these last 2 batters. He'll try and get through the right-handed batting Williams. If he reaches, Anthony Vega would be the possible tying run. First and third now with 2 outs to Williams. Swing and a miss. Caleb's ahead. No balls and a strike. AAA pitcher out of the Diamondbacks organization, much like Kevin Munson, much like Jason Urquidez. No balls, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Fleck has the Ducks down to 1 final strike here in the 9th inning. Williams bats, no balls, 2 strikes, Ford at third, Ard at first, 2 outs. Here comes the 2-strike pitch. It is just wide for a ball. Williams batting at 1-2. Fleck ready. The 1-2. Got him. A swing and a miss. And Caleb Fleck survives the 2 blue pits that started the inning. The Barnstormers come up to Long Island and win the opener of the 4-game series. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left on base. A nice beginning to this series for the Barnstormers. They take down the Long Island Ducks by a final score of 6-2.
Like craft beers, local wines? Well, the best place to be in Lancaster then is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, all new for 2018 is the Broken Bat deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat will feature more than 20 local craft breweries and product from 2 local wineries. If something with a little more kick is your adult beverage of choice, a local distillery is part of the Broken Bat as well. Food will be sold off a pub-style menu, so get together, hang out with your friends, make some new ones, and enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
You're totally probably safe to ride on your spare for what, 6, maybe 9 months?
Don't trust the wrong advice. Get the right tires at the right price right away. It's what we've been doing at Jack Williams Tire right here in Pennsylvania since our family started this business back in 1929. Because doing things the right way is just the Williams way. Get the right tires right now at jackwilliams.com.
The Lancaster Barnstormers still need to win some ball games. They know it, and they put together a terrific performance tonight in Game 1 of this 4-game series against the Long Island Ducks. 6 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors, 11 left on by the Barnstormers, but those 2 errors only allowed an extra base, not an extra base runner, and that's a significant difference. Long Island, 2 runs on 8 hits with 1 error, and that did allow an extra base runner that scored. 5 men stranded by the Ducks. Brooks Hall, terrific tonight. 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, no walks, and 8 strikeouts. He goes to 10-3, becoming the Barnstormers' second double-digit winner on the year. He matches Nate Reed with the 10 victories and, in fact, the 10-3 overall record. John Brownell threw 132 pitches tonight for Long Island. He takes the loss. He is now 9-11. No saves in the game. We did not see a home run here tonight. 2 hours, 37 minutes. The time of our game, 4,419 here at Bethpage Ballpark. Ryan Castile singled home a run in the first inning for the Barnstormers, and then Jordani Valdespin doubled, took third on a bobble by Galen and right, and scored on a line single into right field by Lou Ford. That tied the ball game at 1 through the first inning. The Barnstormers' big inning was the third. Blake Galen walked leading off. Trayvon Robinson singled to left. So did Ryan Castile. The Barnstormers had the bases loaded with nobody out. And the next 3 batters each drove in a run. Josh Bell did it with a walk. Casey Hobson and Vladimir Frias with sacrifice flies. The Barnstormers at that point a 4-1 lead. A sac fly by Trayvon Robinson drove in an unearned run in the 4th inning. That made it 5-1. The Barnstormers would score their final run in the 7th. On a 2-out RBI single up the middle by Rico Noel, driving in Casey Hobson here tonight. The Barnstormers with 11 hits, only 1 for extra bases, a ground ball by Noel off the third base bag for a double in the 3rd inning. Brooks Hall was at times tonight absolutely dominating, and in one stretch retired 11 Long Island Ducks in a row. Did he start to falter in the 7th inning? Did the Ducks start to catch up a little bit? Well, it appeared to be, but slightly. David Washington cracked a double off the boards in right field. Ramon Cabrera flied out to shallow left field, and Hall had Miles Williams at 1 and 2. Looked like he was going to get out of the inning, but Williams took a single up the middle, driving in Washington to make it 6-2. Matt Marksberry took things in his own hands, striking out the side in the 8th. Shades of Scott Schumann in that role. And then Caleb Fleck survived back-to-back blue pits to right field by the sluggers Ford and Ard. Starting off the 9th inning, he struck out Washington, got Cabrera to foul out, struck out Williams. Game over. Barnstormers with the 6-2 lead. We talked earlier about the magic numbers for the Barnstormers in the wild card race. They drop their magic number for the moment against the York Revolution to 13. The magic number against the New Britain Bees to 14. Now it looks like that magic number with New Britain will drop to 13 tonight. They trail the York Revolution 8-1 at home in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Sugar Land is trailing, so their magic number in the second half is 13 against the York Revolution. It does not look like that is going to fall tonight unless Sugar Land, which suddenly is having trouble scoring, should happen to come back on the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. So we have potentially all three of those key magic numbers ending up at 13 as play concludes tonight. Ball clubs have the teams involved, anywhere from 18 to 21 games remaining on the season. The Barnstormers are still up 6.5 over York, and it appears 7.5 over New Britain. The thing we'll keep an eye on is that Southern Maryland Sugar Land game. They're now in the bottom of the 5th with Southern Maryland up 2-0. New Britain has closed the gap. It is 8-4 York in the bottom of the 8th. The Road Warriors lead Somerset 2-1 in the bottom half of the 7th inning. On the Major League scoreboard, Aaron Nola outdueling Max Scherzer tonight. The Phillies are up 3-0 in the top half of the 7th inning at home against the Washington Nationals. The White Sox lead the Yankees 4-2. They're in the bottom half of the 6th in the Bronx. The Orioles lead the Toronto Blue Jays 9-3 in the top half of the 7th inning. Cincinnati's up 6-2 at home against Milwaukee. The ball game in the bottom of the 6th. The Indians winning big at home against Minnesota. It is a 6-0 ball game. They're in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Boston 4, Miami 1 through 7 at Fenway. Atlanta now leading Tampa Bay 5-2. That's in the top of the 6th. The Mets and the Cubs are scoreless in the 5th at Wrigley. We have the LA Dodgers winning at Texas 3-1, bottom half of the 3rd inning. Oakland up 3-1 over Houston. They're in the bottom half of the 4th. St. Louis 4, Pittsburgh 0. That is in the lower half of the 4th inning. Kansas City a 5-1 lead at home against Detroit in the 4th. Colorado is at Anaheim. Seattle at San Diego. Arizona at San Francisco coming up later on tonight. Lancaster Barnstormers get the first win in this 4-game series. The Barnstormers looking to play 500 or perhaps a little bit better. The rest of the way on the season, they are 61-44 overall, 23-19 here in the second half, and that is the second best overall record in the Atlantic League. Tomorrow starts the string of doubleheaders. The two things that we worry about as far as the Barnstormers getting to the playoffs: will the doubleheaders take a toll, and how hot is York going to get? The Revs swept Southern Maryland over the weekend. They're winning big at New Britain tonight. They played extremely well. That was a scary series. The Barnstormers managing the split last week, giving Lancaster, fortunately, the tiebreaker, both the second half and the wild card against the York Revolution. But Lancaster's leads here will remain status quo coming out of tonight. Doubleheader baseball on tap for tomorrow. Game 1 will be Jonathan Albaladejo. He is 7-7. Couple rough starts lately. Chris Pike 1-0 will be on the hill for the Long Island Ducks. Tyrell Harris goes game 2. The Ducks have not announced their game 2 starters. 6 o'clock, the time for the doubleheader tomorrow night. We'll be on the air with the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report at 5:45. Until then, for all the casted crew back home at Clipper Magazine Stadium, we've still got 2 big weekends at home. Make sure you're including the Barnstormers in your plans on those weekends. Have a great evening, everyone, and we'll see you at the ballpark.